And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Go ahead and say it, Ed. Go Tigers!
When I woke up this morning, I was feeling pretty dangerous.
You like that? You like that?
F it. Jamar's down there somewhere.
In the Roman Saints select Marcus Davenport.
No!
Splash Brothers. Yeah.
It's playoff. Keep going, Brace.
The playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs.
If it doesn't fit, you must acquit.
What's up, guys? We are back with the Dirty Boot Sports Podcast. This is our second interview. Really excited for this one. We got Ladamien Bradford, Louisiana Tech guard. Most of y'all know him by Poppa, though. He don't really go by Ladamien. So, what's up?
What's up? How y'all doing today?
We're excited for this, man.
Good, man. Good.
So, yeah, you're at Louisiana Tech, so let's start off with some of that stuff. So, Coach Conkle just left this year, and now you got Coach Hester coming in. He went to Texas Tech, Sweet 16 run. Now he's back at Tech. So, what do you think he's going to do to the team? Is he going to help it? What's some changes he's going to make?
A quick change that's already been made is our defense. We got a new defense. I ain't gonna go into too many details about it, but it just, I don't know, it's just different. It's new, but you got to really work hard.
He learned it from
together
Texas.
as a team.
He learned the good stuff.
Yeah, he got it from Texas Tech for sure.
So did you have any interactions with him in high school, like whenever you were getting recruited?
Yeah, actually, Coach Hester was the one who recruited me to La Tech. Like, he was the front runner. Like, he was the one who came to see me almost every week, at least twice a week. Before he left, though, he told me that he was leaving, so I wasn't mad at him.
Yeah. So that's good that you have the connection with him, because like I remember Coach Conkle coming to some games at Jonesboro, but I didn't really remember him. So that's good that you got him back with you.
Yeah, Conkle actually sat beside me at one of your Jonesboro games, and he kept telling me how bad he wanted you. Then.
Yeah, he was recruiting me since my freshman year, so I know he wanted me back. It's going to always be love for Coach Conkle. I'm thankful for him taking the chance on me.
For sure. So last year, one of the things that I've always admired about your game is your passing ability and everything. You were fourth on the team in assists last year, but two of those guys are gone, Lofton and Archibald. So do you think you're going to get a chance to kind of step up and be more of a facilitator for the team this year?
You guys are getting, like, first access. Actually, I have switched my position, so I'm no longer playing the two. I'll be at the point guard. So,
all right.
That's what I like to hear.
That's what I want, man.
So I'll be way more comfortable than I was last year. So, I just make plays, so things will just flow and happen on their own.
Yeah, that's great. And that's the position you belong at, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I had a talk with Coach Hester, and he was like, we're going to put you at the one. And he was like, only thing I'm asking you not to do is turn the ball over. And I was like, of course I can do that. Like,
you won't do that.
There you go.
Yeah, you got to worry about that.
That's something I remember from watching you at Jonesboro. I came to like all your games after I graduated, and I was like, man, this kid right here, he has some of the best court vision I've ever seen. Yeah. And you were a freshman at the time. Like, it was crazy to see like your basketball IQ at such a young age. And I know it's only gotten better from watching you play at Tech last year. And like, what can you attribute that to?
I don't know. I really don't. It's just, I have a good feel for the game, man. Like, I know, like, counters and reads. I've been knowing counters and reads since I was young, just by, like, life things. So, like, say, okay, you go to the store, you got $1. Like, I know, like, if I get, like, 2 packs of zebra cakes, or not even 2, just 1 pack of zebra cake, I got 50 cents left to spend. But something else going to be happen on the other side for me to be able to spend that. So it's just like, I guess I just think, I don't think too much when I'm out there. I just play and just let my feel.
I love that. That was awesome right there.
He equated basketball to zebra.
Yeah, good taste. He's a
As
zebra
you can
cake man.
see, we all probably had zebra cake.
Hey, I love zebra cakes. Yeah, I love zebra cakes.
Speaking of Lofton a little bit, you know, he's kind of made a name for himself this summer. He went to the summer league with the Grizzlies. Sadly, I hate the Grizzlies. He got some national recognition, got some shout outs from like John Morant. Like, what's that like seeing a guy that, I mean, crap, you spent every day with last year on this stage now?
Yeah, it's like basketball wise, I don't even look at Junior like that. It's like more of like a brother because we was roommates. Like we came home, we worked out together, we pushed each other, and we came real close. Like my grandma loves him, and he loves my grandma. So it's more like a family thing. Yeah, it's more like a family thing. But like seeing him make it to where he is, just letting me know like it's right there in my face. So I know that I can do it. So I'm just learning from him. He telling me stuff. He called me. And all type of things like that. Like it feel like I'm in the process with him.
That's awesome, man.
I like that.
And as a Tech grad, and I know chances like that too. It's cool to see that Tech name in the league now. You know, it's been a while since we've gotten that, and now he's gonna have some success for sure,
without a doubt.
Yeah, he worked hard for it too.
Yeah, bringing up last year a little bit. One of the plays that I remember the most, it was against Western Kentucky. You go up against Jamarian Sharp and you block him. He was 7'5". You're 6'5". He's a foot taller than you, and you block him. Like, what is that like?
It was crazy. Is like Louisiana Tech had posted a basketball video of me the other day, and some random woman under there commented like, the thing I love about him is he's fearless. And I commented back like in all caps, like fearless. Like I don't fear nobody. If you gonna dunk on me, gonna dunk on me. Like I'm gonna jump with you. I don't have a problem with jumping with you, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that was awesome, man, for sure.
Yeah.
So Tech this year, y'all getting the chance to go to Puerto Rico in like a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, we got 2 weeks left. I'm so ready.
What's all that going to be like?
Oh, I really don't know. It's really like a foreign tour. So basically, we're just going down there to get some games under our belt, really get a lot of film on ourselves to know where we're at as a team. And then also just enjoy ourselves and be away from family and stuff.
Yeah.
Look kind of like
and have a good time. Yeah, kind of like a vacation just to build some more team chemistry.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome experience for sure. So
yeah, this is going to be my first time out of the States too.
Yeah. I mean, crap, I ain't been out either.
They should have beautiful people in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably.
Should be something. Hey, I'm excited.
Yeah. So I've been watching you since your freshman year at Jonesboro, and something I noticed during the season last year, your undershirt went away. What happened with that? And like, what is the mindset behind a basketball player's like accessory situation? You know, did you have a bad game and you're like, I'm gonna switch it up, or what?
Nah, for me personally, it's just how I'm feeling. So if I go out there and it's cold in the gym, I'm gonna want a shirt on. If it's kind of hot, then I'm gonna do the undershirt. If it's not, like it's just how I feel that night.
Yeah, we thought it might be bad luck or mojo or something like that, but
nah, no bad luck.
Got the air conditioner on the gyms is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be real cold in there sometimes, so I gotta stay as warm as possible.
So you went to A&M out of high school. You played there during the COVID year. Really weird season. Y'all had some games that got canceled and crap, and now you're back at Louisiana at Tech. So do you like keep up with any of the A&M guys still, or what?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Those will always be my brothers. The thing is, I could have stayed at A&M another year. Like they didn't force me to leave or anything. I just feel like it was the best thing for me to do. But like I tell my friends and family all the time, like I needed that year away from just home because it helped me learn a lot of things about myself, how tough I really was. You know, like it just taught me a lot of life lessons, and I'm forever grateful for that experience. So,
important question: during the ball game, did you sweat more or did Buzz Williams sweat more? That dude could sweat.
Buzz,
suit, man.
Buzz for sure. You would think Buzz out there playing with us.
He is, man. Animated coach on the sidelines, man.
Yeah, that's just how he is, though. He's like, he one of those guys who want to be in tune. He wants to feel like he's out there with.
He seems like a good coach to play for. Man, I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's a great person and great coach.
Yeah.
So at A&M or at Tech, have you ever had like some NBA guys come by the campus? You know, there's Tech, you got some legends like Karl Malone and
Paul Millsap.
Yeah, Paul Millsap. A&M, you got like some guys that are playing now, Middleton, Caruso, guys like that.
Robert Williams.
Did any of them ever come?
What's crazy is on my visit to Texas A&M, it was an Alabama versus Texas A&M football game, and Giannis, Chris Middleton. This is the year that they won the finals. It was Giannis, Chris Middleton, George Hill, and Giannis's brother. And I was I'm on the front row of the football game, like right behind the bench. And Giannis, he comes over, and I don't know if you guys know what the dance called the woe is. But like I got a video, and I'm like, "Yo, Giannis hit the woe," and he hits it for me. And just a surreal moment. Yeah, it's just a surreal moment. So yeah, like those guys came. Caruso came back a couple times. That's really it at A&M. At Tech, really, we just had like a gathering with Karl Malone. Like he was talking to us about like how he was at Tech and just how things are in the NBA. And he's the only one who really came back for Tech.
Yeah, man, that's got to be an awesome experience. Just seeing guys that they were in your shoes at one point. Now, I mean, they're legends, honestly.
Yeah, what really got me was Karl Malone already knew who I was before I even said anything to him.
That's a good
feeling. I was like, oh my God.
The middleman.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, you that kid from Jonesboro, from the woods over there. I was like, yes, sir. So I was like, I got to be
coming from the guy that's from the real woods in Somerville.
Yeah.
He's definitely got a small
town. I was like, I got to be doing something right.
That's awesome. So let's talk about your AAU team a little bit. You know, that thing was freaking loaded. Guys that are playing all around the Louisiana. There's some guys at like UAB. You even got a receiver at LSU, Kyron Lacey. Like, what's it like seeing all these guys that you traveled across the country with at this level now?
It's like, I don't know. I think I'm more happy for them than they are for themselves because like I've seen these guys at their lowest in the hotel room wanting to quit basketball. Like Kyron, he didn't know if he was gonna play football or basketball. Like he didn't know which one he really wanted to do, but he stuck to football. And like Jalen Cook, like I've been playing with him since I was in 8th grade, and Jalen taught me a lot of things about being a point guard, how to like control the pace of a game, and how like when to switch speeds and stuff like that. So forever thankful for those guys, and then just all the memories we have over those 4 to 5 years with some of the players, just you'll never forget.
Yeah, that's awesome seeing all them guys.
Who is your AAU coach?
Jeff Jones. He's a head basketball coach at Madison Prep.
Yeah. That's a dynasty, right?
That's a great program.
Yeah, we was a team that was known for just playing defense. Like, we're going to play defense. It's not going to be nothing easy. We're going to score off our defense.
You still talk to Jared Cook, any?
Yeah, I still talk to Jalen.
Yeah.
Jared Cook played football.
That's right.
I was wondering. I was like, he knows Jared Cook.
So what were some of your like biggest motivations through high school AAU to kind of just drive yourself to succeed?
I don't know if you guys see, but like on my Instagram and stuff, or like on all of my posts, I have a friend. His name is Dutch, like Natavian, but his real name is Natavian, and like he's in jail for a murder. Like he's never coming home, but that's like my motivation because I grew up with him, and that was my best friend since I was young. And then on top of that, my grandmother I just want to be able to make her happy. Make sure that she's straight about it. By the time it's her time to go, she'll be done said that she's happy about what I did. So that's all I think about.
She don't miss a game. I know that.
She does not.
Her and Miss Daisy.
She does not. Her and Miss Daisy. You're going to hear them too.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna hear Miss Daisy for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of hearing them, Chance, you wanted to ask about.
Yeah. How aware are y'all of the librarians that sit up above them? The two old white guys at the Tech games?
Oh, yeah, the ones who, like, be throwing the stuff in people. Yeah, you don't. I'll say, like, in the game, like, you don't really pay them attention. But, like, once you get on the bench and you're, like, cooling down and you just looking around the arena, like, you just see a lot of crazy stuff.
Yeah. Especially them. They, whenever y'all are warming up, they stretch before the game.
Nice.
They touch their toes, spread their legs, touch each toe, and everything. They ready.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And
they competing. They got to be competing with us, too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, they break a sweat every game, I promise
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've definitely gotten the chance to play against, I mean, some of the top talent across the nation through AAU and stuff. Is there one or two players that, you know, stick out a little bit as a guy that was either tough to play or just you're playing him and you're like, that guy's really good?
Oh, for sure. Chet Holmgreen. We played them in Chicago. But I kept going at him, but it's like he had 13 blocks and 8 of them was on me.
Sorry. Fearless, man.
You didn't give up. Yeah.
Fearless.
Yeah, I kept going at him. Like, that was what my coach was telling me to do. Like, just go out his chest. But I'm like, there's nothing that I can do because he's so long and tall. But I just kept going at him. We ended up winning that game versus him and Jalen Suggs. And there's another kid, I forgot his name. He played for G3 Grind. I forgot his name. But he was just like, he's just one of the toughest dudes I had to guard because he knew how to use his body. He was real quick. He was a guard.
Yeah. That crap. You just named two guys that are top 5 picks in the NBA. So that's pretty awesome, I'd say.
Yeah, I can say I beat them too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
What's your favorite gym you ever played in?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm gonna say the Hy-Vee gym in Kansas City, Missouri, because that's where I got a lot of my offers. Because I had a great week that week, and I skipped prom to go there. So
there you go.
Had to make some sacrifices.
Dance on the court, man.
Yeah, it was one of those sacrifices you had to make.
That's right.
So JH, they've got some guys that have started making some waves recently. You got Mosey at Tech. Xavier's got some LSU. He's about to be down there in a couple years. Have you talked to them any, kind of giving them some pointers on what to do when college comes up?
Yeah, well, Mosey, we up here at Tech, so I see him every other day in the calf. I just tell him, like, just go out there and work to be the best that you can. Like, you might not play right away in your first year, but it's about development and stuff. So, like, don't look at it as, like, the coaches aren't rocking with you or they don't believe in you. Like, you still got to prove to them that you deserve to be here now that you're here. And with Zay, I just told him, like, just stay focused. Like, that's the main thing that Zay needs to do. Just stay focused. Because I know him from when we grew up in Jonesboro. Like, we used to be in the park every day playing basketball. And I used to think, like, I never knew he had it in football. I always knew he had it in basketball, though. But his main thing was staying focused. So that's all I try to keep telling him. Just stay focused, little bro.
Yeah, I mean, y'all both have. I mean, you've seen the SEC experience. He's about to get that now, so that'll definitely help him out some in the future.
Yeah, for sure. It might be a little different since it's basketball and football. Might be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for if there's any kids or any high schoolers listening to this? Like any tips to them, how to succeed and take it to the next level if they want to?
You gotta just focus on yourself. Put the work in. Like my coach Coach Hester always tell us, slow feet don't eat. So you don't put the work in, you ain't like your results ain't gonna show. But the main thing is focus. Like you lose focus, you're gonna lose focus on your goal and where you want to get to.
There you go. Y'all have any other questions before we?
Yeah, I've got 2 questions, Poppa. The first one is, some of us played basketball, and so that's going to be the basis for my question. Right off the bat, could you beat us 5-on-1?
I hope so.
We're going to play zone.
I hope so.
We're going to run a zone.
I believe so.
Dang. Well, hey, the next question is, being that I played high school basketball, dreamed about playing at the next level, just take us through like your average day. What is it like? You get up and work out early, you shoot 1,000 balls. I mean, what is the next level practice like, kind of?
It's like, so you have to be a morning person. If you're not a morning person, they're going to make you a morning person. So we lift weights like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we lift weights first every day. So weights will go from 8:30 to like 10. But sometimes you want to get up early and go get some shots up, just work on yourself. And then after weights, we got practice right after weights. So we got to go get tape right after weights. And then like during the midst of practice, we got conditioning and stuff. So we be tired by the time we get to 3 o'clock. So at 3 o'clock or like 12:30 or 1:30, whichever time you have tutoring, you have to go to tutoring and get some of your work done, if not all of it. And then you go home, you eat. Well, you got to get like meals in between that too. Like you have some breaks, but it's really like all at once, nonstop of practice, weights, school, and then you go watch film with the coaches too sometimes if you choose to.
What time are your classes? Like, what time are y'all? Because I went to Tech, graduated in 2015, and I'm telling you, I never saw the athletes. It's like y'all were always working on, ball. So what time are y'all going?
For me last year, since I'm a comm major, my classes were at like 10 or 12, and I'll be done by the time 1:30 hits from class. So then, like last year, our practices was at 3.
Y'all do study hall?
Yeah, we do study hall and tutoring. So everybody has a tutor. She come help you twice a week, and you got study hall 3 days out of the week. So make sure you get your grades.
Hey, those tech classes are tough, man.
Heck yeah, they are. They're quick too.
The English,
very.
During the off season, do they just let y'all pick up games whenever, or they monitor that, or how does that work?
So like right now, like since we starting to have practice and stuff now, like we have like a time at 6 o'clock. Like it's called open gym. Like you can go in there, or you can go in there before, but like you go in there, or all the guys will come in there. We'll text in the group chat like we hooping at 6. Or we hooping at 7, and then you go hoop, or you just go work out later at night. So you really just choose on if you want to hoop or if you want to work out and get better. But we've been hooping a lot these last 3 weeks, just getting up and down the court since like whenever we do practice, it's been just a lot of running and a lot of skill work. So,
are any of the new guys that are coming in, any of them going to make a big impact this year, you think, or any of them stuck out a little bit?
Yeah, I think all of them are going to make a good impact. I don't know. I don't want to just say like one person going to be better than others because I want all of them to be at their full potential. But we got some guys.
Yeah, I'm excited for the year.
For sure. We got one guy. I feel like he's going to catch a couple nasty posters this year.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
There we go.
Is that a 7-footer? This guy?
Nah, he's a guard.
Oh,
Quandre. His name Quandre.
Yeah,
I'm ready for that.
How did you?
I'm gonna just say I won't jump with him. I'm just.
What'd you say, Josh?
How did you get your nickname, Poppa?
Oh, okay. I was raised by my grandmother, so I was always with her, even as a kid, and she just gave me that name one day, and I ran with it ever since.
What grandmother says goes.
Yeah.
The grandmother says goes.
Shout out grandma. She needs to watch the pod.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, she gonna watch it for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure she does.
Heck yeah.
So y'all got any last questions?
I got a fun one. You always hear about like the NBA guys. They say like I shot this many shots this off season. How many jump shots do you think you've shot this off season? Just like a guess.
I don't know. I really don't. Probably. I'll give a like. I don't know. This is a tough question.
Do you set a mark every day to shoot so many, or?
No, I don't shoot every day. I don't shoot every day because sometimes, like, when you have arm day, I ain't gonna lie, like, my body be hurting some days. So I just relax and just recover. But I probably shoot twice out of the week, if not 3 times. But, like, I'm going there shooting a lot of shots, or I'm just going there and work out.
Yeah. So you think about a couple thousand probably?
Yeah, I'll say at least 5 to 6.
Wow.
Golly.
No wonder I didn't make it.
Yeah. Nah, it's not even that. It's just I knew my jump shot was one of the areas of my game that I really need to improve this year. So I've been taking it serious.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. So do you want to give us your dirty 5 of top point guards in the NBA? Top 5 of them?
Does it have to be unbiased?
No.
You think
It's your list.
It's your
list.
We all know Clay's going to have Steph Curry #1, regardless if he's playing or not. So,
Right.
You want
See, that's why I asked if it had to be unbiased, because I'm not really a Curry fan. But, but I think he's the best point guard in the league, though.
There you go. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go 1, Stephen Curry.
All right.
I'm going to go 2, I love Damian Lillard's game.
Yeah.
Number 3, he hasn't played in like 2 years, but Jamal Murray is another person that I love to watch.
Okay.
Number 4, I like Darius Garland.
Ooh, okay.
And number 5, I don't know who I'll do number 5. I'm not gonna say Kyrie because he didn't have many games under his belt this year, so he doesn't get that 5th spot. But I'll say probably I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander too.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I like those last 3 picks a lot for sure. Jamal's one of the guys I appreciate a lot recently. I'm excited for him to get back. Yeah.
At A&M, I had to watch a lot of Jamal Murray because not my AU coach, but like the assistant coach, Jamie McNeely, he's from Canada, so he knows Jamal Murray, and he said like my game kind of resembled his game, so I watched a lot of Jamal Murray. That's why I fell in love with him.
Yeah, I can see that, and that's kind of the same thing with SGA. Y'all are kind of the same size and everything.
Yep, I like how he plays, real smooth.
Yeah. All right, well, y'all got anything else before we get out of this?
Hey, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This is awesome,
A lot
man.
of fun,
For sure.
Bob.
Yeah, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Good
All
luck
right.
on the season.
Yeah. And thanks a bunch,
Thank
man.
y'all so much. And I hope to
Appreciate
see
it,
y'all
man.
there too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
We're
be
on
there,
there, man.
Oh, we're up there by the librarians, so we'll be there.
Okay.
Might need to
All
go
right,
stretch with him.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, so what an awesome interview. We appreciated Ladamien Bradford, man. We look forward to watching him, and he was butter smooth on that interview.
Yeah, it was
I think
fantastic.
that went really well.
Fantastic interview.
Yeah.
And what about the freaking room? Like,
oh man,
Yeah,
looks
LED
better than
lit
We're
up.
gonna get some
Yeah.
ideas there. I think we could do something.
I think we need the LEDs, yeah, for sure.
LEDs.
yeah,
Yeah,
next time we need to get him in person. He come help decorate or something.
My college room looked nothing like that. It was pretty I had like a Chuck Liddell poster on the wall. You know, the one where he's
You're
like,
supposed to have girls on there, Kyle.
I had no girls on the wall.
Zero bikinis, just men in underwear.
Yeah, exactly. Iceman.
It's the Mohawk, right?
I actually had an open closed sign, like the light up sign in my room. It was closed most of the time, though, unfortunately.
You were studying, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Studying. Yeah, that's it.
Hard at work.
I was studying, all right.
Practicing his golf swing.
That's it.
Chipping away, trying to stay out the bush. Golly, sorry,
That 3 inches or 4 inches that day.
Regrouping them clubs.
Yeah. So, Peyton, speaking of that, you want to lead us off with some NCAA talk, some drama?
The drama still continues. So it looks like they're saying, I want to say August 3rd, that they're going to vote, and it's pretty much not even a vote, it's unanimous, that the kids will be able to transfer. You know, right now it's a one-time transfer. You don't have to sit out. After that, sit out. But it looks like now it's going to be a transfer whenever you want, when you want. And no sitting out or anything like that.
Transfer on demand.
That's right.
Free agents.
It's going to be wild.
So, it's going to be wild. But, I've been listening to a lot of guys talk about it and stuff. And the Big Ten had, I can't remember, it was a group of players met with the Big Ten commissioner trying to get so much of the revenue from their all their deals, TV deals, contracts, and all that.
Were they successful?
Well, it's still obviously still in works, but I mean, if you do that, so say you do that, because I mean, their SEC is going to bring in over $1 billion. Okay, each school is getting $100 million. So say you set say football, for instance. Say each kid gets $40,000. Okay, for every kid on the team. Well, once you do that for LSU, Penn State, all of them, the move to jump back and forth won't be, I don't think, as
tempting.
Because they can still have their NIL deals. They're going to get their base salary at 40,
right?
And they can get whatever they want when a NIL deal really means out of their name, image, and likeness, not just to get a kid to the school. So I think once that kind of settles down, I don't know if you have the jumping back and forth.
That's
because
a good point.
they're getting paid.
But even if you do have, you have to be able to play at the school you're going to.
That's right.
Which will handicap some people. And you're going to create some juggernaut schools, but everyone else is going to go to a better fit, you would think.
Yeah.
Maybe a place they will play, they weren't playing, or a better coach fit, or better style of organization. You know?
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good thing.
Because I love how they did it how they did it last year, I guess, when you can transfer one time, not sit out, yada, yada, because things happen. Coaches change, family problems.
Yeah, and that
whatever.
system seemed to work.
And it seemed to work. It's amazing that they're bringing this to them, and they're going to just make it happen. Now, some people will say this is the nail in the coffin for the NCAA. Like, they're about to lose complete control. They don't have power. But some people also said this is the NCAA saying, how about you figure this out? You do this, and you tell us how to manage this.
Yeah.
Because nobody seems to know how to manage it. It's a shame you have a multi-billion-dollar industry and we don't have a commissioner. There's nobody that you can get answers from or whatever. It's here pointing fingers at who and who. And when it comes to football, the NCAA doesn't control football anyway. That's why you have 1,000 bowls, because that's all that money is going to the conferences. It's going to your schools. It's not going to the NCAA. When you get a national championship, it's not an NCAA national championship.
Yeah.
They're not really affiliated with football anyway. They're bringing in so much money. I'm fine with paying everybody a base salary.
And when you're talking about paying everybody a base salary, you're talking football, right?
Well,
because
that's where it gets rough.
That's the question. And I think I was listening to the guys locally on 97.7 this morning, or maybe it was this. I don't remember. But anyways, I was listening to them, and they were talking about, this is the coach's fault when the coaches started making the big money. Now, but my thing is, like, I'm a free market guy.
Yeah.
And also, with that being said, I don't like socialism. So, like, I feel like when you got football funding everything, how's that fair to those kids who, they're the ones, like, think of Charles Scott, for example. I can still go to an LSU game and see Charles Scott jerseys. Mm-hmm. He never saw a dime of that.
Never got a penny.
Never got a penny.
The Reggie Bush jerseys,
but yet his on the field play, brought money to gymnastics, which gymnastics at LSU is awesome.
Yeah, that's right. It's top notch. Yeah,
heck yeah.
Or whoever.
Sell out.
Gymnastics podcast here.
But what I'm saying is that fair that these guys, breaking their backs for?
I don't think there's enough money to give it to everybody, is it?
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah,
the money's there now.
When all the Oklahoma Texas deal with SEC was for a bigger TV
but
deal.
Like
that's all that boils down to.
You can't tell me you're going to pay Spencer Rattler $40,000 and then pay a freaking
volleyball
player. There you go, volleyball player 40.
No, each sport will have probably its own.
But what are they
precedent.
getting? Yeah, baseball getting 10%.
I played college golf at a lower level. If they'd have gave me $1,000 a semester, I'd be happy.
Probably break it up to like based on what each sport makes for that school.
That's right.
Or that conference or something.
Give it to the earners.
And that would be tough too, because my sport didn't bring no money in.
Well, guys, if that was the case, we wouldn't have the WNBA.
Yeah.
They're funded by the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're losing money every year.
They always have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you had to give that a shot, though.
But we got to pay them more. They got to get more money.
That's right.
How bad do they want to play basketball?
Well, there was a SEC coach this week, maybe in the last week, that had a good idea that on the surface I like. Maybe it was at Media Day. but it was kind of tying a lump sum in with graduation. You know, I think it was like $100,000 or $50,000.
That's smart, yeah.
And it's tied into graduation.
And
4 years in graduation,
and they've talked.
So if you stay the whole 4 years,
yes.
Well, and
you got it.
It's like a reward at the end.
That's smart. I mean, everybody wins there.
Well, and they talked about what they're talking about now is, and goes back to the transfer and back and forth. Like, if I go play LSU football, and they go and pay me $40,000, well, it's a contract. It's not like I'm just getting 40 just because I'm going down there and then I bolt and I'm still getting that money.
It's not like a signing bonus.
Yeah, it's a contract. You have to fulfill that
obligation.
That's right.
Is that per year though?
And
they're
think
talking
so.
per year.
Yeah.
I saw Texas Tech
So you're going to stay for that year, then you can leave.
That's right.
That might also clean up some of the behavioral issues.
I think it will too.
Because I mean, now you
have to live up to that.
Yeah, if
that's
you get
right.
in trouble, you don't
fine
get the
them
money.
or not fine them, but just withhold the.
And I
hold
kinda,
it over their head
I
or
hate
something.
I hate the coaches making
when you put it
so
like
much.
that.
Them coaches don't make enough. Nick Saban's making almost $11 million.
Yeah,
they're not paying him near enough.
I agree because he is the CEO of a
multi-billion dollar, and it's because of him.
Yeah.
You take him away from Alabama.
Yeah,
Alabama's not making that money.
But you know he's on the road recruiting too.
Yeah.
And those cats aren't. They don't have their family life is gone.
They ain't got one.
Jimbo Fisher was on Colin Cowherd this morning, and he said I have 3 weekends out of the year where I have absolutely nothing to do with the football. But I'm still thinking about it. I'm still texting guys. He said the end of June, 1st of July is the only 3 weekends that we don't do nothing football.
I've never been a fan of it's the coach, like what they were talking about on ESPN, because like you think about it, they're the top 0.1 or 0.0001% of their profession.
That's right.
Coaches nationwide, football coaches from and you got the NFL and you got NCAA and you've got top tiers of those guys.
But you can't have $1 million contracts and not pay the players.
No, you got to pay the players.
Yeah. And we're talking big contracts. What's the biggest coach contract you can think of right off the top of your head? Somebody just signed
Kirby Smart, but Jimbo. As soon as Kirby Smart signs that, Saban goes up $1 more than that. He's going to make roughly around $11 million a year.
That's not enough.
Not near
but
enough,
for a player not to get any or to get peanuts.
No. Players should get paid too. But where the issue lies?
Yeah, it's a good value.
Is that the institutions have put all that pressure on the football programs, or
to
like maybe at Duke, it's the basketball program making all that money,
yeah,
and you're subsidizing all these other sports.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're saying.
So and what happens? Because I mean,
yeah,
there's some great college softball out there, but like outside of Oklahoma,
they don't make money. There's not one softball program. There's only, I want to say they've said 3 baseball programs in the country that actually makes money. LSU's one of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how do you work that out? Is my question.
They have to give concession. They have to say
because you have to also have to think
the baseball team has to say we don't want $40,000 per player.
Hey, and the only reason the baseball's making that money is they got 11,000 seat stadium. Okay, I mean, and they're not filling that up every night. Okay, first of all, second of all these facilities are being built every year. They're upgrading. They're doing this
very nice.
I mean, top notch. That's coming from the football program.
That's right.
That's not coming from the baseball money that's making. That football program's building all those new facilities.
It's going straight to the athletic department.
Absolutely. The PMAC's about to go into renovation LSU. Who do you think's paying for that? The stadium right beside them.
Who paid for that statue?
Hey.
Will Wade's dirty laundry money.
If you just say it.
We need more statues.
Behind the back. Joe Burrow's coming.
Will Wade, right?
Yeah.
Will Wade.
Will Wade.
So I don't know how you work. I don't know how you work that out.
I've actually. In my graduate school, I've written papers about the situation.
Well, dude, let's hear it. We got a grad student on
This is a bombshell.
The only logical way that I can see it working is you do it by conference and by sport, and that conference sets a number that they give out, and either it be profited through the conference, because I mean, the SEC could give money out to each program. They make enough money as a organization.
There's only 2.
Yeah.
Big Ten and SEC is only 2.
You can't do it to where it's by program, because in certain sports that's going to give you nothing, and in some sports that's going to give a few teams way more. Like you said, Duke, Kentucky, UNC basketball. Yeah, they get the big players anyway, but in the ACC, if you give Duke, say, $500,000 to give to a player, and then you've got Wake Forest, they don't make that money. They're in the same conference. They can only give $100,000.
Yeah.
I mean, why would a player go to Wake Forest when they can go to Duke. But if the ACC sets that number at 200,000, then all the schools are the same. It kind of levels out the playing because we know there's shady stuff going on.
It's still going to happen.
This
isn't going to stop it.
It's not going to stop it. No.
What are y'all talking about?
But the ones that ain't as good is going to get paid.
So you're saying.
I think it'll kind of make it more even if they put that certain number out and then gave it a base number. So say 200,000 to ACC for basketball. I think that would get
200,000 to each team, and they divvy up how they want to, or
no? I think each player gets a certain number.
Okay.
So I mean, maybe drop that.
So Zion Williamson would get the same as the Walker.
As grandson.
Yeah,
as his grandson.
Right.
As a Plumlee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I think that's
because they're going to make NIL deals off that anyway, which how they should have been.
A base salary.
That's
right.
I
think that would get people to just get into different programs more often because they get that number.
So let me ask you this: do the random white guys sitting on the bench at Duke basketball, the white fellas, do they go away? Because they're paying to be there generally, right?
Yeah, I mean those are the walk-ons.
Daddy's the donor.
Well, that's the ones that's getting the money. They're gonna still be there because Daddy's still giving money.
Yeah, that's true.
They're still gonna be there.
So a lot of them ain't on scholarships, or are they getting
none
paid?
of them are.
So I think only the scholarships
get paid.
So what does that look like for just say Tech basketball, baseball, football?
I mean the number would be lower, of course,
obviously,
for everything. But if it's similar to their level of play and their conference, then I think it'd just make every conference kind of on the same level.
No school would have an advantage.
Exactly. So even like Gonzaga basketball, they would have way more money than who the crap else is in that St. Mary's or
San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco, something like that in that conference. Just because I mean they're a team that has had dominance. If you gave each team to do whatever they wanted, they would have a lot more. But if you made that number, in the West Coast Conference, it'll probably be like, 20,000 probably to a player because they don't make as much.
That's an interesting concept because now you got like 4- and 5-star players, and you're like, oh man, that's a $250,000 player, and that's a $100,000 player.
I mean,
I think
they're doing that already.
It'd do better at keeping
under the table.
You just don't know it.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it'd keep
and they're getting paid
it'd keep the players at the top schools better. On that, I think it'd make it, which they already do that, and there's the thing about people not doing it for the love or that they would transfer too much, stuff like that. If they want to be at a school, they'll be at the school. Yeah. That's how I look at it. I mean, if someone wants to go play linebacker at LSU, they'll go. And if they get there, they don't like it, let them leave. I mean, why do we want to make this player stay here
and be miserable
and ruin his career probably when he wants to say, hey, I want to go to Louisiana Tech and shine a little bit more.
Yeah, I want to be a defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, crap, we just interviewed Poppa. He was at Texas A&M. If he didn't have the opportunity to transfer, then I mean, his career might not be doing what it's doing.
And
right
if he
now.
could play at A&M, he could play wherever. But he chose.
But
Tech.
That's the thing that people think. Okay, oh my God, my starting cornerback is going to go from LSU to Alabama. No, most likely it's your backup is going to go to LSU to Tech.
Yeah.
Or, like they're not going to another conference
give
school
those
or
players
anything.
the ability to do that to give themselves a better chance at having a future.
Bama already has their corners.
I mean,
LSU has
everybody
their corners.
Can go there.
Yeah.
So my only thing is, though, think before I say this, I hate that year to year, you're not going to know if this kid. I mean, you could have a kid that could play at 4 schools in 4 years, okay? And I'm thinking outside of sports now.
That's a little extreme, though.
No, you watch. It's going to happen.
You think
already got kids going to 3 and
Tate
4
Martell.
Already. Yeah, exactly. He's not going to ULM Tech. He's going from Ohio State to Miami to
UNLV.
Yeah,
he did it the old school way too, where he had to sit out for most of those.
And I'm gonna sound a little old school here, I guess too. These kids are going to go 4 years play sports, and they're literally going to walk out probably with a year and a half of hours because these schools don't transfer hour to. I mean, all their hours are going to transfer.
That's another problem.
That's something that the NCAA needs to go into
exactly because,
as an academic standpoint.
Yeah. I know, and this is basic basis. My buddy Clay Chauvin, he went from Nicholas State. He transferred to my school to play. they didn't hardly bring any hours.
Yeah, once
you
you
went
get
from a bigger school to a smaller school.
Most schools really do that.
Yeah. Usually, once you get past that first year, or sometimes at certain schools, that first 2 years, where it's just pretty much prerequisite, like basic courses. After that, they usually don't transfer.
Yeah,
because
universal.
Classes are program specific.
Well, especially when you go, say, from an LSU to Tech, you go from a semester to quarter system. That really get no hours in doing that.
Yeah.
So I mean, and these kids, let's be honest,
might not be looking.
These
at the
ones
picture.
that are bouncing around 3 or 4 times are probably not going professional. So they need that chance to get that free education, and they're not going to have it when they get out. Yeah. I mean, they're not. There's not going to be no guidance probably at home to help lead them to the right. They're just going to bolt whenever they want.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough thing to look at. But speaking strictly sports on this player might play at 4 schools. If that player feels that that's the best move for his career, if he starts at LSU, drops to Houston, goes to Houston, doesn't really perform well. I don't know what's happening to my headset here. And then he's like, okay, I can step up a little bit. I go to Utah. He goes to Utah, doesn't really perform. He wants another year. He goes to Tech. If they do that, they go up and down. Let him. Do whatever he thinks is best for his career.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
Yeah, and I guess you could say old school again. I look at somebody like a Nick Brissett. He sat at LSU for 3 years and then played just 1 year.
People will still do that
and broke a school record
because he could have. He could have left.
Could have left multiple times.
Yeah,
and the kids that want to be there are going to stay.
And honestly, if especially at these bigger programs, LSU, Bama, whatever, I feel like if student athletes, especially ones that bring in revenue, like the football team, I feel like anytime they want to come back and get a degree, it should be on the house.
Yeah.
Like, why are you making those kids come back and pay money for classes?
And
I agree.
It's not on the house.
Why'd Steph Curry just have to pay for a Davidson degree?
Exactly. Like one of the big things Coach K does at Duke is anybody that comes to Duke, they're taken care of for life. They want to come back and go to school.
Well,
he's such an upstanding guy.
He's
such an upstanding guy.
No matter if they're there for 5 months or 5 years, he's going to take care
of
them.
He gave him enough money to come to the school to pay for their college. So.
That was kind of another thing that the Big Ten players went to the Big Ten Commission. Another thing they were fighting for was healthcare, 401k.
Yeah,
they were like. To me, healthcare should be you played at school for 4 years, and if you graduated from there, you should have healthcare. I mean, they could do that for them at least.
You mean for life?
I mean, that's what
I don't know about for life, but at least for the next 10 years.
10 years at least.
There's going to be like
injuries that they're going to
flares up.
Oh, yeah. How long does a slip disc hang out?
It could be life. Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I mean, if you had
it should be covered
but that's very
school.
Expensive. Yes, I mean, you're thinking about $400 premium a month for life. Ooh,
really,
that's a lot of money.
These schools are bringing
how many students
hundreds of millions.
I got some numbers for you.
I
need to look at those.
I just thought about this. My senior year of college, I did a speech on why athletes should get paid, and I have all my stats still in my phone, like numbers and stuff.
He was calling the future back then.
I really was. It's kind of crazy to think about that. So here's some quick numbers. It's all from like Business Insider, so I guess that'd be legit.
How old is this
I have numbers.
Paper?
Discovered that the 231 Division I universities generated a total of $9.15 billion of revenue. That was during 2015.
That's TV contracts have exploded.
It's double.
Yeah.
And like scholarship stats.
$20 billion industry.
Yeah, like scholarshipstats.com reported that the average FBS scholarship was worth up to $36,000. And then according to Business Insider again, the average NCAA football team brings in more than $31 million a year.
And that's
so
way
why
more
couldn't
now.
they break that up? And I even had the same stuff down that Clay was talking about. Players should be paid based off the university they play for. You can break the universities into 3 or 4 tiers, and each tier has like a different salary cap.
2019 LSU team brought in $90 million that 1 year, just a football team.
Not really go based off of necessarily conferences, because we talked about like Gonzaga and the outliers like Vanderbilt for football.
Boise State for so long.
Yeah, Vanderbilt shouldn't get paid the same thing as LSU's kids.
Yeah, but I think if you brought that in,
I think it'd kind of even out the conference a little bit.
Exactly
and two,
right.
I think you would also, if it was like that, I think you would promote more responsible spending. You know, and now
well, if you go to Vanderbilt, you're smart.
I mean, you know why the facilities get updated every couple of years because they got so much money they don't know what to do. They have to spend it.
Exactly.
I mean, it's sitting there. Why not just keep upgrading the facilities?
It isn't one of the underlying fears everyone has is these juggernaut teams programs you can't beat. And this is going to help them.
It's not changing. It's still.
It's already like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's already like that.
It's already like that.
It don't matter.
But should we have different tiered
championships?
Yeah.
And I've been screaming for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Group of 5 I asked Kelton on the interview the other night.
Yeah.
I feel like a group of 5 should have their own national championship. Let that kid. He's working every day.
Maybe
in the summer
3 tiers.
Have a chance to win. Play for something.
Yeah, because even if UTEP goes undefeated this year,
there's no chance they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they could go undefeated and win by 30.
They'll go to the Fiesta Bowl,
and if they're lucky,
yeah,
it depends on how the teams in the SEC and fell. I mean, so there's no shot. They're not playing for anything.
And how about a playoff,
that's coming.
Playoff
big playoff
that's
coming for them.
That's coming.
Give me 12.
Yeah. Like Louisiana, like 32 teams.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean.
Not Louisiana. I'm talking nationwide.
Yeah, well, I mean, 1AA is doing it for years, and
exactly.
A group of 5.
They do what 16?
16 teams.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
it works.
Absolutely.
I mean, North Dakota State still wins.
If December 10th, I sit down on the TV and UTEP's playing Tech in a playoff game, I'm gonna sit there and watch it.
Heck yeah.
I mean, and you're gonna get more eyes on that than. I mean, you're gonna get somebody
getting a whole other,
and that'll also help those lower schools bring in more people.
Yeah, recruits.
And it'd give them a better chance at getting an NFL career because they'd get those games on TV.
Oh, absolutely, they're gonna get more pub. Money games. I agree with that, Ray. I've been saying that for years. They should have their own because I mean, you're about to get to the Big Ten, SEC, and it's gonna be everybody else. So let them others have their own thing and let them go because that's where you go.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it's got to.
Did you hear the Big Ten commissioner guy the other day come out and say that these conferences need to stop worrying so much about the money and worry about the kid?
Yeah.
I was coming from the guys.
This one got USC and UCLA.
What's your yearly salary?
Washington or something. What are we doing here, man?
Yeah.
That's shut up. That's so hypocritical.
It is. Absolutely. I mean, it's
pay
just.
what
Yeah. But I think, and it's funny because I remember when Greg Sankey became the SEC commissioner back, I guess it's been 7-8 years ago. He said his opening press conference. I remember him saying, he said, lots of changes are coming. I think this has been boiling for years. Yeah. Now it's crazy.
It's been boiling ever since EA Sports stopped making NCAA football
That's
games.
when it kind of.
So it's been since 2013.
Shout out Ed O'Banion.
It opened and I feel like.
I didn't know that. Almost. There's not an EA Sports NCAA football game.
Haven't made it since NCAA 14.
You're about to start.
The players started striking.
It stopped.
Because they weren't getting paid.
Because they couldn't get the player right.
Ain't they talking about doing it again now?
Oh, new one's coming out next summer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you see where Tom Brady? Somebody mentioned it, and Tom Brady said, "Hey, they didn't even put me in the game."
Yeah, he was number 12.
Yeah, still had Bledsoe up there or something.
Awesome. Yeah, it's crazy how fast these changes are happening. That's what blows my mind. We used to every change it would take years of voting and now all of a sudden it's just like next month we're voting on it and we're rolling with it, which also shows you the lack of.
But how long will that take to go into effect? Is it immediate?
Yeah, they're really immediate. Yeah,
wow.
That's why. I mean, they're saying they're meeting next week, and it's pretty much for sure they're voting yes on it.
That's crazy.
Start this year.
That's what I'm thinking.
Big change, man.
I mean, it's a huge change. I mean, and it'll be crazy for a little while, but I think it will eventually
settle down.
Yeah, give it a year.
I'm all for it.
And you're going to hear these extreme stories. You just got to focus on them.
You got that's right. Once season kicks off this year, everybody's going to forget all about NIL.
We needed this about 3 years
ago.
You're
forget about that.
We needed this about 3 years ago, so we could have had a guy play 6 different schools with COVID year, grad year,
be in the record books.
Yeah, medical red shirt like Casey.
He plays at every LSU school, every Louisiana school.
Oh, yeah, that'd be funny.
Yeah. LSU,
he
Tulane.
calls it the tour of the boot or something.
Yeah, get him a trophy.
That'd be an awesome movie.
He achieves a feat that nobody else did. Gets a lifetime movie one day.
Until someone hurts themselves and goes 7, pulls a Case Keenum.
And hey, what if he was in the Hall of Fame for each team?
That would be legendary.
Like, that'd be like a goal he set for himself. Like, I'm gonna go to each one of these schools and put them on the map.
My number's retired at 6 schools.
I wonder how the coaches are going to be approaching things. I mean, if you're a coach, man,
you're gonna have to do a lot more butt kissing.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Well,
do you overlook some of these sins, like the old Tennessee head coach? Is that even a big deal?
That's not a big deal.
It's
at
about
all.
the pedicures
That's what,
and stuff.
Pissed me off about the Will Wade stuff.
Why are we talking about that?
That's what made me so bad at the Will Wade stuff.
Bring Coach K back.
Are we really going to fire this guy for what we're doing legally now? Like, I mean, just because he did it a year before you made it legal?
So, Chance, in your paper you wrote, was that booster money included in that money that you were talking about?
Well, no, this is all just what they earn.
Booster money. That's another. Yeah, that's another entity there.
Add that into there, man.
Man, that's nuts.
That's right. That's where your top dog like Texas having the highest one.
That's where players have been getting nice trucks.
Yeah,
and cars. Yeah.
Like the Mercedes factory in Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
The infamous Bagman.
The Dodge Charger. Every running back from ever come to Alabama has a Dodge Charger. Every one of them. Every one of them post a picture on Instagram. Brand new Dodge.
He's got a
Cam Robinson got arrested in the one he got.
Yeah, that's right.
Over in Monroe at the zoo.
Saban said that somebody put that gun under his seat. He didn't know it was there.
Yeah, it was just there. And all that weed was in his lap.
He didn't even know it was back here.
Come on the pod and explain yourself.
Yeah,
he's having a good time.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be. You couldn't pay. The coaches don't get paid enough because that's going to be a nightmare for them.
So if it gets
that arrest was at the park at the zoo in Monroe.
Yes,
that's awesome.
The Monroe Zoo.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
Oh,
I knew it was at a park in Monroe. I remember. I didn't know it was
like it was all over the news. And Saban had the press conference and said,
"Was that before?
He's a good kid. He didn't know that gun was under his seat." and I swear, this is that you can look at him.
Well, there was a big game coming up.
He
started the next week.
Yeah.
Yes, it happened right before LSU.
That's right.
Bama.
That's right. We wanted him suspended.
That was LSU's year when Fournette
was about to win the Heisman. That's right.
And I was like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have a chance now," because it was him and Cam Sims. I think it was. Yeah, because they're both from Washita.
They weren't sitting out.
No,
come on, man.
He never got suspended one time.
It was on the freaking bye week they get.
LSU's the only school in the SEC that still suspend players for weed.
I believe it.
It's not an SEC
rule. That makes no sense. You figure Tyron would have changed that when he comes through.
Let's abolish that.
He tested it.
He did test it.
I double dog dare you.
It's true. I mean, I'm telling you.
Apparently.
They're the only ones that still do.
It's the worst state in the SEC to do it for. Alabama's not going to get in trouble with it.
No, Saban.
They're not the ones with Bourbon Street 45 minutes away.
Everybody's high down there.
I mean, Saban's got to be. Players have to be arrested for him to, and he still.
And it still didn't work.
No,
and had a freaking gun in his lap.
Bill's still going to draft him in our dirty.
Yes, he is. Speaking of Bill, y'all, if you're watching the video of this,
hey Bill,
you might, or if you watch the Poppa interview, you might notice. No, we didn't have.
No, I put it down. It was.
Well, anyways,
bright.
we got something in the room. Nice little decoration. It's new. It's right here in the middle, right in front of the Magnum. It's a little whiteboard that we discussed a few weeks ago. And we have an orange on there to represent the juice, the one and only O.J. Simpson. And the number 6 right there is the number of times in a row, or number of episodes in a row, that Wild Bill Jones has mentioned O.J. Simpson somehow, some way.
And that streak might be extended tonight. I have some inside information.
Uh-oh.
So
yeah, Bill's enjoying.
Just in case y'all were wondering,
international waters.
Yeah, he's enjoying Mai Tais on the Lido deck right now. Carnival Cruise.
He's playing a shuffleboard or something like that right now.
So I think that was a good NCAA talk right there.
Yeah, thanks Peyton and Clay.
Yeah,
Clay solved the problem.
Yeah,
we got to get this out there.
It was like a freaking grad student.
I wrote that paper like 3 different times.
Me and Kyle will peer review it.
Hey, I passed.
Stamp your name at the bottom.
And publish it.
Published by Dirty Boot Sports Publishing.
Yeah.
He copied off his brothers.
Hey, I have the timestamp. February. Let me look. I think it's February 28th.
What was it for? High school or college?
This was college. February 15th, 2018, 11:56 a.m.
That's impressive, man. Hey, can I bring one of my papers from high school? Because it's not cool.
This is college.
Oh, college.
Yeah. Yeah,
oh crap! You probably wrote some papers,
it was like a 5-minute long speech.
Medical stuff, huh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It'd be lots of red on Ray's paper board.
They're horrible.
They're terrible.
You don't want to read nursing papers.
So we're gonna try out a different format tonight. We were gonna do our AFC South preview, But we're gonna try to do that as its own episode and upload it the next day. So now we're gonna get into our Dirty Five, and it is of the current NBA point guards, and we got our first ones off the bat from Poppa. He gave us Steph, Damian Lillard, Jamal Murray, Darius Garland, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I like that list a lot.
I like getting perspective from actual athletes.
Yeah,
because
they know.
they're not necessarily they're actually watching the game.
Oh yeah,
and they're
studying
seeing the game.
them.
Like he said he went to.
SGA is the one that kind of stuck out to me. Like, I'm a very casual NBA fan, so I don't know a whole lot about him, but I do know he is on the up and coming. Like, he's going to be a star if he's not already one. And Darius Garland as well.
As he said, like at A&M, he had guys and coaches tell him, "Watch this player. You're this player." Yeah, and you could see it kind of last week with Kelton and Vince Wilfork. Like, that's not a player that people just watch nowadays.
I was gonna ask him if there was anybody that he modeled his game after, and he answered it.
And I remember actually from back when he was getting recruited in high school, A&M did like a recruiting spotlight video on him, and they asked him like why he wore number 11, and he wore it because
Jamal
of
Crawford.
Jamal Crawford, point guard that played like 20 years in the NBA.
Oh yeah,
so
one of the best handles
if he
ever.
would be in the NBA, he probably would have made his top 5 probably. But I just thought about that.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. Who wants to start it off for the Dirty Five of point guards in the NBA?
Do you want me to go with Bill first or leave him for last?
Yeah, no, let's start with Bill.
Let's go with Bill.
I missed the guy.
Well, let me pull up the list real quick.
Love you, Bill.
Wow,
Bill. Please don't drive that ship, Bill.
While you're
Please
looking,
tell me they have vending
while
machines
you're
on the
looking,
ship.
just a quick, who's the greatest of all time? Is it Allen Iverson? That's what I'm saying.
Point guard?
All time. All time.
Hey, I love you, Ray.
John Stockton.
Give the man some respect.
It's Magic or Steph.
Magic, yeah.
And
Gotta
no one
be
else.
Magic. For now, I mean,
It's
let's
Allen
down
Iverson.
I think,
I'm trying to tell you guys.
I think that's consensus. Hey, I didn't win a championship, homie.
So
He didn't have any help. He had
would
Aaron
smoke
McKee
him.
running the 2. Cut the man some slack.
So Bill
Samuel
Bill heard the list of current point guards. He was like, I can't name 5. So he just made his own list. That's kind of just
Bill just does whatever he wants to do.
Hey, he's just glad to be here.
I think he might have been drinking the Mai Tai when he.
And he gave me like a
I'm
couple
so
sentences
excited.
for each player as well.
Oh, of
so number
course.
5, Kevin Porter. Not
Oh.
Kevin Porter Jr., who his son is in the NBA.
Yeah.
Actually, no, this is not him. This is not him. There was an actual controversy about that.
No
A Wizards-
relation, huh?
No, because a Wizards person said that, and Kevin Porter Jr.'s real dad is actually dead. So
I do remember
That's
that.
awkward.
there was,
Wow.
Oh, I
there was a
actually do remember
controversy
that.
about that. So not
So
Kevin Porter Jr.'s
awkward.
dad, Kevin Porter. He spent 10 seasons in the league with the Baltimore/Capital/Washington Bullets, Detroit Pistons, and New Jersey Nets. Led the NBA in assists 4 times. Had a record 29 assists in one game in 1978. Number 4, Rod Strickland. Averaged at least 17 points and 8 assists per game for 5 consecutive seasons. Never selected to an All-Star team. Number 3, Kevin Johnson. He's actually known.
Is he a fellow?
No. 3-time NBA All-Star.
Kevin, is that?
In 1991, he joined Hall of Famers Oscar Robinson and Isaiah Thomas as the only players in history to average 20 and 10 for 3 straight seasons. Number 2, Norm Nixon. No idea who this is.
He's a fellow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I do know who this is. He is the 2-time NBA All-Star, won 2 titles with the Lakers in 80 and 82. He was the Lakers starting point guard when they drafted the point guard GOAT, Magic Johnson. I remember him from the TV show.
So that was real, I guess.
Yeah.
Why didn't he go with Magic Johnson there?
I don't know.
He was
Wild
a
Bill.
2-time All-Star.
I've never heard of any of those people.
Well, number 1.
That was number
We've
2.
got
that was number 2 on the
number
list.
1. We've got Fred Scolari. He was a 2-time NBA All-Star for the Baltimore Bullets in 1952 and 1953. He was blind in one eye, deaf in one ear, and played basketball at Galileo High School in San Francisco.
that
Incidentally, that is the same high school that NFL Hall of Famer O.J. Simpson attended.
Well done,
Oh, Bill, that's awesome.
Well done,
Get that board there.
Bill. Chalk one up for Bill.
I would have loved to know how long it took him to make
He
that
said
relation.
it was a task.
6 degrees of OJ there.
That is a lot of Googling there, man.
Those players are like back when you couldn't even like touch the ball with your left hand, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Well, good because he couldn't stand on his left eye anyway. So I mean,
I think once we reach 100 mentions on the pod, I think we got to get. And I think we got to get OJ on.
Oh, I'm gonna get Bill OJ.
I mean, we could probably get in. We could probably get in and do it for about $200.
I'm zooming that in.
Commissary. Because I think he's in jail now.
You might do it for a
sweatshirt. He's OJ.
He's playing golf every day.
He was playing golf the other day.
Yeah. I thought he went back to jail.
No, he's OJ.
Oh, I'm thinking R. Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hey.
Same guy.
Oh, I thought you said Bill Cosby. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep the
Jerry
kids away.
Sandusky.
Oh my goodness, man! Is this our top 5 criminals?
Top 5 criminals.
Dirty 5 criminals.
This is rough criminals.
That's Bill's
that could be a dirty 5.
No,
We'll get arrested.
that's not good.
We'd have to put the E on there.
Dirty
probably.
5 criminals.
Literally the dirty
Well,
5.
we need to word it differently, like we did
not your
steroid users. We
favorite.
did juiced. You know,
Above the law.
I don't know what it could be.
Dirty 5 incarcerated.
Troublemakers.
Shout out Aaron Hernandez. All right, who wants to get it started?
R.I.P. Aaron Hernandez.
He's got to be number 1.
Terrible.
He has to be number 1.
Homeboy was playing in the NFL after killing somebody.
Bro, he killed somebody, woke up, caught a touchdown a couple hours later. I mean, you can't.
That's spooky.
That's called unconscious.
Hey, we've got to do a whole podcast on just that Florida team.
Yeah, that's people are like,
People
you
want that
got
30
to
for
get
30.
a 30 for 30.
Yes.
I think there's just too much controversy.
Scam Cam was on that team.
There wouldn't be a good ending, I think, and that's why they won't do it.
Stealing laptops. Throwing laptops out the window.
I mean, you had Aaron Hernandez, the murderer. You had Riley Cooper, the racist.
Yeah.
You had Cam Newton. God knows what he was doing. He got paid to come there.
Man.
You know,
Riley
like,
just thought he had a pass. He didn't have a pass.
He didn't have the pass.
He thought he did.
Yeah, Tim Tebow, who was homeschooled. Tim Tebow was homeschooled, loved God, and was a perfect man. You know, and he changed that team and led him to the championship.
Survived an abortion.
Peyton said amen.
He's got a.
Did you say survived an abortion?
Terrible doctor.
You heard it here first.
There was a story about his mom wanting to abort him.
Well, you know, there's also a story about Manti Te'o. They've got a documentary about that.
Heisman.
He definitely shoveled past or something out of that.
Shovel pass.
Jump pass.
Shovel pass. What was that the other day we were talking about Bill with the 2-hand pass?
Oh,
yeah.
Kyle. Yeah.
The way he tittle.
Oh, yeah.
The forward lateral.
That's right.
Yo.
They didn't call it a pass back then.
Football was boring back then. That clip was terrible.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
that clip I sent?
Yeah.
Bring Miles around. They can show him how to do that toss down.
They had a photographer in the end zone.
We call it the 4 toss right here.
That's right.
Hit that toss, hit the 4 hole as quick as you can.
Wait, who was the coach? Was that Urban back then?
Yes, it was Urban.
Perfect.
Yes, it was.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Makes it even better.
And I bet
Yeah.
there's some good coordinators.
He
there,
was
too.
he was in the sorority houses.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
time, yeah.
Percy Harvin.
Love the lines.
Had his own restaurant.
There were even more players on that team, though. The team was stacked. I can't
there's a
think of them
lot
right
of
now.
players.
We took a dive, guys. We got to get back to the dirty
the
5.
linebacker.
Yeah.
Brandon Spikes was
Oh,
on
yeah.
there.
He's a good player.
I'll go ahead and go next with mine. Mine's be kind of generic, probably, and not a whole lot to talk about. Number 5, yeah, Poppa talked about how he didn't play a whole lot this year, but I still think Kyrie's the top 5 in the game whenever he's not in his own head. And
I agree.
vaccinated.
Even during Ramadan when he's fasting.
He plays
Yes.
better.
He plays better, they say. So I think Kyrie still deserves to be in the top 5, so I got him at 5. Number 4, I have the modern-day Allen Iverson, Ja Morant, but I still think AI is better than him. And, yes, I do know that during the playoffs, the Grizzlies were better without Ja than with Ja, but he's still a top 5
Same
in the
for
game.
the Sixers with AI?
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
That's
Ja
not even
couldn't
debatable.
carry him. AI could. So.
Yeah.
AI could shoot the ball, though.
AI could actually shoot. Ja cannot.
Ja's young.
We got to give Ja a
Give Ja
couple
time. He's like
years.
20.
Yeah.
It's only his second year.
But I am a little worried
third.
if he loses his legs, what's going to happen?
It's going to be the Derrick Rose effect.
That's who I compare him to a lot more than AI.
I think he's more of a
he's
Russell
more
Westbrook
explosive
than he is
than AI
Derrick
was
Rose.
at the
Yeah, it's
rim.
just what people
Derrick
say.
Rose
I
at
don't
least
really
has a
see it a whole
mid-range
lot
shot.
either. That's just what people say for some reason.
Well, neither one of them can jump like Ja. Good grief.
Yeah,
No,
he gets up there.
Yeah, he gets up there. Russ is when he was in the OKC days, he could get up there.
All right, number 3, I got Ice Trae Young.
Yeah.
I think he's
good pick. Good
by
pick.
far getting better and better.
Oh God, who you better leave out?
Dame.
Oh.
Yeah. I had Dame and Kyrie at the end. Yeah.
Huh.
Trae Young, he's just gotten better and better each year that he's been in the league, and I honestly didn't see his game translating as well to the NBA as it has. I thought, he could shoot the lights out the gym, but he's actually became a very, very good ball handler and all.
He's a good facilitator.
Yeah,
he
and I saw that he's averaging 10 a game, 10 assists a game,
Yeah,
which
he's very good.
you wouldn't have thought watching him play at Oklahoma.
Talk into the mic.
Oh, I wasn't talking into the mic. My fault. Number 2, I have Luka Doncic. Yes, he is a point guard. We looked it up on Basketball Reference.
I didn't
they
know
have
that
PG
before this
beside
pod.
his name. I didn't know it either.
Okay, so I'm not.
I thought he was just like a point forward.
I always thought he was a point guard.
He's like LeBron.
He's listed as a point guard.
He's listed as a point guard. LeBron.
I thought he was a small forward that carried the ball
Exactly.
Yeah, a point forward like Tyreek Evans. He was like the first known one.
He just does everything for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a
up. I
basketball
thought he was
player.
Scottie Pippen or LeBron, basically. Those types.
Yeah.
Facilitators
he,
of the offense.
He is, but
that play the
now
floor.
they've started listing those guys as point guard.
Okay. Well, that's why.
Because
Well,
on
he
the other
leads
end
the
on
team
the
in
other end of the
assists.
floor, he'll guard the 3.
He leads the team in assists. So.
Yeah. So does Jokic.
He has the best stats
true.
on this list.
He could be a point guard.
He really could, yeah. He is talking about doing everything for your team. Crap. Well, no,
And
Giannis
then,
is not a point guard.
Yeah, they got him listed as power forward. I was just curious. He was a point guard in 2015.
Oh, he weighed 150 pounds.
Dude,
They did
you
have him
talk
listed
about
as a point guard.
A change.
Oh, yeah, Giannis.
That's Summer Gun right there. Awesome nickname, by the way, the Alphabet.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
a good one. How do you say his
That's
last name, by the way?
Atentacumpo.
Yeah, Antetokounmpo.
No.
That's not right.
Atentacumpo.
Yeah,
Antetokounmpo.
that's right.
There's not a tit in it. It's just
$100 if anybody can spell that.
A-N-T.
8.
Nah,
Hold
no
up.
cheating.
Close your eyes.
Crap,
Funny
the
story.
second
real
letter's
quick while
hurting
he's
me.
trying to think. At Duke, to be able to win tickets to the UNC games, the home games, you have to be able to spell Krzyzewski's name right as well as take a test.
Can you?
I can get
Yeah.
a couple of letters.
Krzyzewski?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be hard.
Yeah, they had to take a written test.
for a reason.
Yeah, they had to take a written test to even get put in the pool, and it's still like a lottery system.
AtenekouNMpo.
Yeah, nobody was listening.
No, crap.
You see, stupid. All right, number 1, Steph
He was
Curry.
reading it and still got it wrong.
I never learned to read. Number 1, Steph Curry by like a little bit of a margin right now, I think. Yeah, Luka's closing in the gap probably, but Steph is still Steph. You got to respect it. So, yes, I did I had to leave off Dame Lillard mainly because
Why Dame? Because his team sucks.
Yeah, it hurts him, man. And
I know he's
I respect him so much, man.
He needs to get out of Portland, man.
And I respect him so much that he hasn't done that. And I think back when I lived here and watched the Warriors have many battles with the Trailblazers in the playoffs, and him and McCollum gave them a run for their money every year. It felt like
A run? We would
pushed
sweep them.
They would test them in each one of them games, though.
We went 5 once, maybe.
But it wasn't a runaway each game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a 40-point win like you did to the Grizzlies this year.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Dame who?
No, we got beat by 50.
It's Dame time. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go because I feel like I have no authority on this list because I didn't know that Luka was listed as a point guard, and I'm very, very casual NBA fan.
Are you throwing him in there?
We'll let you pencil him in, man. It's okay.
No, I've got Luka on the list.
Okay.
I'm just saying I didn't realize it before I started researching.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So, my Dirty 5, you really can order them however you want to outside of 1 and 2. I think 5, 4, and 3 are you can juggle them, but 5, I got Trae, who actually has arguably the best stats on the list. He averages 28-4 a game, which is the same as Luka.
Why so low though? Why at 5?
I just feel like he hadn't done enough yet, maybe.
Well, he went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
which that
and
was insane.
He's only going up from here.
Yeah, and he's I don't know. He's one I'm a little bit iffy about. I think this year he's going to be. I'm expecting big things from the Hawks, like top 3 seed in the East.
He doesn't look like a basketball player to me sometimes though. Like
yeah.
You know,
that's for
it's
sure.
just a different build. You know,
Well, he's small.
Trey, yeah.
He is. His hair? Is that what?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Nah,
is
he
that
got
what-
nothing to do with
losing
hair.
his hair?
World class, horrible hair.
Why'd you leave the fridge open?
But 9.7 assists. He's tops in assists in this list. And I mean, you said he's the most efficient too, right?
Most efficient, yeah. Turnover to assist ratio.
Yeah, and he's got the coolest celebration too.
Actually,
Can you do it?
If you look, his stats are probably better than everybody's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got the best stats.
They are.
Number 4, I've got Ja, and that's mainly. I mean, he had great stats too when I was looking him up, but I like watching him play.
Yeah.
I would love to see him stay explosive and not lose his legs. You
From
know?
an
You
entertainment,
without
an
that.
entertainment standpoint,
Yes.
oh, he's
gonna
fun to watch.
he's gonna bounce back from ACLs.
I mean, he dunks on people he has no business dunking on.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
He'll be stronger than ever.
Number 3 is Dame. This was probably arguably a down year for him.
Yeah, he's got hurt.
Yeah, and like he has the worst stats on this on my list.
Yeah,
and
he was
it's
off
still
to a
great.
rough
I mean,
start
still
for sure.
24
And
games,
then lost his running mate,
7
CJ.
assists.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I'm glad
I
because
I
we
like
got
their
him.
I like their team this year though. They got Jeremy Grant.
They had
who's
some
going to
good
give
pickups.
actual defense.
That's right.
Yeah, I like what they did.
Number 2 is arguably one of the biggest budding superstars in the NBA is Luka. Didn't really think of him as a point guard, but since he was listed, and felt like I had to mention him.
Yeah.
28 points, 9.1 rebounds, 8.7 assists. I mean, the dude does everything, but kind of like you were talking about AI earlier. It's like, I don't know why, and I can't put my finger on it, but his style of play, to me, and watching him on the floor with his team does not lend to a championship. I don't feel like Luka is going to win a championship until he gets his Scottie Pippen.
I used to say the same thing about Dirk, though.
I said the same thing about AI.
And he did get one. I think
Dirk got it with that was against all odds.
He's going to get
man.
one. He's going to.
That was Dirk against the world.
It
that
was.
time,
I mean,
man.
and Luka's got to where he could carry him.
What I mean,
Luka
that was
done it in that one
But
series. He
Luka-
pretty much won it by himself.
But Luka, yes, he needs help. He needs his Scott. He needs his Robin.
Yeah.
For some reason, Dallas just never attracts him. And it's the weirdest
I don't know
thing.
why it's a tax shelter.
Well, and Cuban,
And
I would
it's
think
Cuban.
would be fun to play
He
for.
takes care of his players.
He's a player's owner.
He
for
is.
sure.
Like,
I mean, there's been so many years where it's like,
And-
this is the season they're about to make the big one.
Maybe
when you
I'm
go
just
there,
a-
you
yeah,
stay.
that's what I'm
They
saying.
stay. They don't usually leave. That just
There's plenty to do in Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Maybe
It's
I'm
not
a
LA.
backwoods hit. Yeah.
It's not
I
Miami.
mean, they even
But
missed
you know,
out
they
on
don't
DeAndre Jordan that year.
But they don't go to L.A. all the time either. Like, I mean, you see Portland, you see random teams get guys, and you're like, not one goes to Dallas ever. They go to Houston, and they won't go to Dallas. Like, there's something
Houston
there.
is freaking massive though.
It is, but I'd rather live in Dallas than
Dallas is
Houston.
massive too.
Yeah, Houston's kind of dirty.
Houston, yes, absolutely. So I don't know if he'll ever get that running mate because I watched Dirk for all growing up.
And I don't think he's easy to play with either.
Mm-mm. They got worse this offseason.
Yeah, I think he's a hard teammate to play with.
well, he's ball dominant.
Demanding?
I mean, he's got to have the ball in his hand all the time.
Yeah.
He's an ISO guy.
I mean, whenever the Warriors played him in the Western Conference Finals, my whole game plan was let him try to beat us. It's pretty much the same thing with
That's
Ja.
what they. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, he might put up 40 points, but most of the time it would take 25 or 30 shots.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a guy shooting 30 shots, oh well, like let
Because
him do
40
that.
points ain't going to beat you.
No.
60
And
points is not going to beat
He
you.
does a lot of free throws.
He does.
Pisses me off. Does a lot of free throws.
And he makes them.
Flails more than anybody in the freaking league.
That's European style ball, though. I mean, he grew up doing that.
Yeah.
That just got it honest. Playing him pro at 15. I mean, he grew up doing that.
He probably had to.
practice
That's probably
that?
survival.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
I mean,
guys
playing
that
at
actually do
15 years
practice that.
old.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's
Did that come
become
from soccer?
It's an art.
I think some of it has to. I mean, a lot of you European guys come out. I mean, one of the most famous I think is Manu Ginobili. I mean, he was the one kind of started it when he got in the league, and then it's just grown every year more and more. Now they've kind of got with the refs have kind of toned it down somehow, the foul calls and stuff like that. But
Not for him.
No,
he gets a whistle more than anybody in the freaking NBA.
He does. I think some of that helps to do with his size too. I mean, he goes in there and bangs with them. So.
I don't know.
Well, he can take a big
take a big hit.
And that, starting at 15 pro ball, I mean, he's got some years already on him.
Yeah.
You just kind of wonder how long he's going to be able to last.
Yeah.
And he takes a bang, and
But the only thing though, he doesn't rely on his athletic ability. Like, I mean, his style of play.
He's slow.
He can go for a while.
He looks like Bird to me, like back in the way that Bird moves.
He actually,
and the way that he moves, and I mean his stats are similar.
Bird didn't last
exactly
13 years, I think.
Yeah. That was back when they were just
killing each other.
But you can't say that Luka's taking care of his body either because he's not.
He's not.
He was drinking a beer. He was drinking a beer in Oakland before the game.
Yeah,
before game 1.
He's kind of old
he didn't get shape till halfway through the year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still young. You'll see pros though that
they
change
if he wants to.
Yeah, they'll change and they realize it after.
He's interesting.
And that's when he'll win a championship.
And moving on, I mean, apparently we can talk about Luka all night, but number 1's Steph, and really didn't have the best stats on this list, but I mean, Steph just knows how to win, and Steph will do whatever it takes to win. He doesn't have to have the ball in his hands all the time. He's off ball. I love watching him off ball. I love watching the guy shoot. He and Clay were the reason that I got back into basketball. Watching them shoot the 3 ball, I mean, that's what brought me back in like 2014. At my place in Ruston, I used to watch all of their playoffs games, and and I was kind of really watching them before that, like before they made their first championship run when they became the Splash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They were setting records from 3, and I don't know. I enjoyed when the Phoenix Suns were doing it, when they were shooting the 3 ball way back when with Steve Nash and those guys.
Oh, the 7 seconds or less.
Yeah. I enjoyed that, and it kind of reminded me of that. And I don't know, Steph. But like I said, Steph knows how to win. Steph could have the most points on this list.
Yep.
If he wanted to. He could also have the most assists if he wanted to.
Well, one of the things that always takes away from his stats is there's a lot of fourth quarters he doesn't play.
That's right.
A lot of fourth quarters.
And he rebounds well for a guard, especially for one his size.
Oh, yeah. He averages probably like 5 rebounds a game.
Yeah, 5.2.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Steph, I think he goes down as one of the top 2-3 point guards of all time by the time he's done.
I mean, to me, he's top 2, and that's it right now. I don't see a way you can talk about anyone besides Magic.
It's hard to argue that even the Magic, like, how many rings does Magic have?
5. That's the thing. And I think 3 MVPs compared to 2.
Magic got them things quick, man. AIDS took him out the league.
But I don't think there's a third person that could come in and compare to Steph.
That's his greatest victory. He beat it. That's his greatest victory, Josh.
That's right. we went over that in the podcast one time. But yeah, that's my 5, and from a casual NBA fan.
Yeah. So who's up next?
I'll go because mine's probably different than everybody else's.
All right, I'm ready for this.
We need to change it up. Yeah.
I figured you, Peyton, and Clay will probably have different lists than the rest of us, except for Bill.
Yeah, Bill's is different.
I would have probably put Dame on there, but because he was out most of the year, I just couldn't hardly put him on there. Number 5, I'm going with Chris Paul.
Yeah. I respect
as far as
I take back my Luka flop thing.
A real point guard that can actually run a team.
I love him.
Read a floor.
Yeah.
I think he's the best of all of them.
It's hurt my heart nobody's mentioned him yet.
Yeah. So
he's done.
Old.
He's done.
But he still, he averaged almost 11 assists.
He didn't have it in the playoffs.
10.8 assists last year, 14.7 points, 4.4 rebounds. I mean, he still had 2 steals a game.
He's an old school true point guard.
And he goes to Phoenix, and automatically they become contenders to win a championship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that says a lot, right?
He took OKC to the playoffs when they didn't want to.
When they were trying to tank.
Yeah.
He got traded there to
6th seed, I think.
That's when he was snitching on players for not having their jerseys tucked in and then getting free throws off of it.
I grew up watching him when he on Cox Sports with the Hornets.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And had Paige Stojakovic and Tyson Chandler and
them ugly yellow jerseys sometimes too, man.
Absolutely.
Yellow with the stripes.
That's when
he's the ones that said NOLA.
I fell in love with CP3 then,
David
man.
West.
And I've always been a fan.
He's a dog too, man.
And
that's what I like about him.
And
He's
he
got
plays
that
defense.
Yeah, he does.
He's a dog in him, man.
He was all
Warriors
defensive
will
team
attack
like
him all
9 or
day.
10 years. I mean, all right, enough about him. Number 4, I got Trae Young.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, best stats of any of them probably. Number 1 on the efficiency rankings. I mean, that says a lot.
Best celebration, worst hair.
There you go.
He might get some new hair one day. He's got enough money.
I don't mind. Is he going bald?
You
or
want him to get
something?
some Drew Brees
it's
style
thin.
hair?
It's thinning.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it was like in college.
It was.
It was.
And
Was he a 4-year guy?
No,
wasn't?
maybe
No.
2.
Yeah,
Maybe 2.
He's young. He's young.
Might have just been 1.
Buddy
right? Trae Young?
Hield
no,
was
he
a
was
4-year
more
guy.
than 1.
It was
Buddy
2.
Hield
Is he 23?
Buddy Hield was 4. Yeah,
Is he like 23? Trey?
probably.
Yeah, Buddy Hill was 4.
Yeah.
His senior year,
Yeah, his senior year was
I
when he
watched
went
him at
off.
LSU when Simmons his freshman year.
And Trae can shoot.
Yes.
When he gets hot, I
Yeah.
mean, Curry's the standard, of course, but
Yeah, that bar's set
when he's hot, he's right up there with them.
Well, there's a lot of Warrior front office people in the Hawks. Their GM was a former Warrior guy. They just actually signed a front office guy that was a Warriors TV analyst. He's going to be in the front office. Our trainer, Chelsea Lane, is in Atlanta. A lot of Warriors influences there.
I think Trey has. I could be wrong on this, so don't quote me. But I think Trey has taken and made more 3-point shots than anybody in the history of the NBA at this point in his career.
Probably, yeah.
Different game.
Yeah.
It is a different game, but I mean that's saying a lot because I mean Steph a couple years
Ankle injuries.
ankles, ball handler, whatever.
Yeah.
But it wasn't long before he started jacking them up.
Yeah, and Trey's been virtually healthy
And he
since
scored
he came
a
in.
lot of points.
Yeah.
He had 56 at one
He came in and was the player.
That's a lot.
Yeah. While Steph had Monte and then ankle injuries, stuff like that. So.
All right. And number 3, I got Ja Morant. Man, second-year player, breakout year. He was an all-star, all-NBA, 27.4 points per game, like you said earlier.
Dunking on people.
Fun to watch.
Second best record in the NBA, too.
That's right. Even better without him.
Mm-hmm.
But
Which is weird.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, from an entertainment standpoint, man, he's just fun to watch.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
to put him in there. This might not be real popular with the rest of y'all, but I got at number 2, Steph Curry.
Number 2?
But I will agree, he's one of the greatest point guards ever. Definitely top 5, 3, probably top 3, 2.
Who's your top 3?
Ooh.
Who are the other ones? I mean, obviously
I knew he was
Magic
gonna
and
ask
Steph, and then who else?
Allen Iverson.
Steph, probably Stockton 3.
Okay.
I'll give
Yeah.
Steph.
You like them pick and rolls, don't you?
Stockton, I mean,
he does the stuff that people
he's
won't
actual
point guard.
Actual point guard, and
Because he leads he's the NBA
in assists
and steals.
And steals, yeah.
So I mean, he does the stuff that people want from a true point guard.
Yeah, I mean, but he's no Steph Curry.
Gary Payton's
Amen.
got him as his number 1.
The glove.
His son's better than him.
Oh my God!
No,
you can't say that.
There's no way. You must have not have seen him play. One of the best defensive players to ever play. That's why they. Call
Oh yeah,
him
his
the
son's
glove.
fantastic. Yeah, he's great at defense.
Oh my god! You need to go watch some videos.
No, I mean Gary Payton's great. I know.
Speaking of Portland.
Yeah. So number 1.
Number 1, what, Luka? I mean,
Okay.
everybody knows that. If I didn't pick Steph, it's got to be Luka. And he's just getting better. I think he's going to eventually probably win a title if he can get somebody with him. The reason I got him there is, I mean, he pretty much made it to the playoffs and won playoff games by himself. He didn't have much help.
But his team also beat the Jazz twice without him even being there.
Well, Curry missed a lot of games this year, and they kept on winning.
How good?
I'm not going to argue that Curry's not good because he is good.
Let's don't make the Jazz act like they were a championship contender.
Yeah, I mean they're solid still, but They were the 4 seed.
I mean, it was a 4-5 matchup.
Yeah.
For sure.
5-10 years ago, there's no doubt I have Curry number 1, but I just think he might have lost a little bit of a step, and I think Luka right now.
I don't know about lost a step, but I if there's one that I'm okay with people having over him, it's Luka.
I think the whole I think the whole dynasty itself has lost a step, but I still don't think that they're not championship caliber for the next at least 2 years.
Oh no, we're championship caliber for at least 10.
There's not a team next year that I think that can beat them.
No, they got some young players that played good this year.
I think they're set up to make the second end of like the Bulls dynasty.
Definitely nobody in the West that's
well,
going to beat them.
It's going to be like most teams, though. You're going to have to stay healthy. I mean, that's going to be a big thing with them.
I think the biggest thing for me is like what's Clay going to look like, with a full off season, preparing, and how does he look?
Clay's going to look better for sure.
I think he'll be better.
He's got to be better, as long as he doesn't get injured. And I'm excited to get that going again.
But he'll never be what he was before.
No.
And Draymond ain't getting a max deal from nobody.
I don't think so either. No.
That's stupid. Talk about somebody's lost a step. Now he's definitely not lost a couple. Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to talk about that right now. I'll be here
another
all day.
Episode.
I'll be here all day.
Well, I like your list, Josh. I think it's pretty good. And kind of like you, I might go with mine next. That's all right.
All right, yeah, go.
Another casual NBA part-time observer, but Luka's not even on my list.
Wow. Because you didn't know
he's a point guard.
You don't want to swap
Steph
him up
Curry
real quick,
Steph Curry barely made it.
Oh,
barely. Number 5,
Is
Steph
this
Curry.
greatest all time?
I'm just picking. I thought Clay was going to kill me.
I was like, he's looking for a sharp
He's like, who's above that? No, I'll be real quick about mine. Number 1, Steph Curry, like so many of us. Number 2, Luka. Both of them fascinating to watch. The future is definitely bright. We're in good hands with those guys. Number 3, Trae Young. I think several people had Trae Young at number 3. Yeah. Number 4, just like Josh said, man, the point guard. Yeah, you got to go with it, man. Chris Paul. Tribe Called Quest loves him. It's good enough for me.
Didn't know we were getting a tribe.
I didn't know.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't know
You can count on that, man. And number 5, I'll probably get booed for this, but I'm going to go with Russell Westbrook.
Oh my God,
yeah, Lord!
You ain't gonna get booed. You're gonna get laughed at.
This isn't. This isn't 2018.
You can get online and argue with the guy who made this list, Kyle. No. Yeah. If you ain't cheating,
finest.
if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Okay. Well, first of all, I knew his name.
Yeah.
And I inserted him at the number 5 spot, which I was having a really hard time doing.
He had trouble spelling Ja.
Yeah.
I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Ja.
But seriously, on some of these lists, as I was researching it, they had Westbrook on there.
Yeah,
like top 5. I was like, what?
Top 5?
Oh. Yeah.
You put like we talked. Me and Clay talked there.
He can't shoot and he doesn't like to pass.
Yeah, but
That's what I like in a point guard.
You put Russell on an Orlando Magic team, they're probably making the playoffs. Like if he has a team where he can be the man and be ball dominant, he still could probably carry.
But he can't shoot anymore.
Westbrook?
He can't.
I mean, he cannot. He can't make nothing anymore.
He needs some help. He needs a better coach.
He never was able to shoot. He couldn't shoot OKC ever. He's never been able to shoot his whole career. He couldn't shoot UCLA.
He's like 10% from 3, I think.
He's never been able to shoot. That's not what his game is. I mean, Ja's a better shooter.
To me, if you put Chris Paul on a list, I don't have a problem putting Russ. Because I don't think neither are at their primes right now, and I think Russ provides right now about what Chris Paul can provide.
Woo!
No. Not even close.
Because Russ will raise a floor like
the Lakers
no one else.
Didn't even make the playoffs. Did you know that?
You put Chris.
A lot of injuries though.
You trade Chris and Russ with the teams they're at right now. You tell
Chris,
me,
so
you tell me Phoenix is going to the finals 2 years ago with Russ as the point guard.
No.
2 years ago, maybe.
Negative.
No.
This past year, he was bad. So you're telling me Chris Paul can do what Russell Westbrook did by kind of keeping that team afloat with the Lakers without LeBron and AD?
I think that whole dynamic of that team changes with CP as the point I think he makes some of those guys come off the bench. Some of your, they just went to the, all of a sudden. But I think he makes some of the guys come off the bench better players. I think he gets the ball more involved to him. He sets
So you're
them up
saying
better.
Westbrook plays better with scrubs?
Yo, absolutely. Look what he did OKC after KD and Harden left. He had scrubs the whole time there, and they were making playoffs. Absolutely. You put him like on an Orlando Magic team with a little talent that don't need the ball, and I guarantee they're in the playoffs.
Well, Westbrook plays no defense anymore either. He quit playing defense. I mean, that's a proven fact.
He never played defense to begin with.
But what little bit he did.
He never did
one
that.
way, coach.
This is overrated.
I'm resting on D.
I'm here for the ball.
Give me the ball.
Give me the freaking
Let me
ball.
know when we get it back.
I don't know. I'm not a big Chris Paul guy at all right now. But I think Russ is a bit overhated because he does a lot of good stuff still. I mean, he's not going to be on my list. And I'm still not a big fan of him, but.
And Westbrook is bad for his legacy. He's got his children,
Yeah.
Children's name.
If you go off the stats, Russell
So my
Westbrook
kids.
was better than Chris Paul 2 years ago. The year the Suns made it to the finals, Russell Westbrook did have better stats. So I guess
thought
that
this
is.
was I thought this was a current list.
Look, the stats.
Well, current
Well,
can
yeah,
be a
somebody
wide
said
definition.
Peyton just
I
said
was
that.
saying, I was saying the final team the Phoenix had, I guess it was a year ago, 2 years, a year.
It was the year before last.
Year before last, yeah.
Yeah, you trade those guys on the team, they're not making the finals. The rest of the point guard.
I think Westbrook fell off big time this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you
This year was the year he fell off.
he fell off.
hey,
big
look
time
at his
this year.
stats.
I haven't watched
There was a
baseball.
reason
Basketball
that
2
he
years.
went to LA and people made them the favorites. I mean, the fit was bad, but the talent was there as a player.
I never thought there was.
I didn't either because I thought it was
the
more about
worst.
fit more than
That was
about
the worst
Russ
fit
being
ever.
bad.
And that's what CP.
CP fits the Lakers, yeah.
He fits any team.
But-
Russ doesn't. Yeah, I can put CP on all 30 teams in the NBA, and I can say, yeah, that'll work.
Russ also, I mean, he passes the ball just about as much as Chris Paul does. He sets up his teammates really well.
I'm not just talking about passing. I'm talking about the overall data. That's a leader on the floor, man. That's a general.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook is no leader or general.
I mean,
on the floor.
Russ did some things with OKC without KD and Harden that
He
were
just
pretty amazing.
Put them on their back and said, right,
And he
right,
was doing that
he-
2 years ago.
Yeah, but I never thought he was going to do that at the Lakers. Like, I never saw
Well,
that.
because
Him and
that's the
LeBron-
thing, because he had to be the third option.
Yeah, him and LeBron were never going to go good together.
Well, I
Never.
think
Even in their primes, they wouldn't have been good.
He ain't nobody's side chick. He's a
Westbrook
main chick.
definitely. I will say one thing. He's an Iron Man.
Oh,
he
he is.
never misses a game.
Yeah.
And I think that's one reason LeBron and them wanted. They knew they was going to sit out games that were going to be hurt, but we always got Westbrook to play, and they
They
might
thought-
give us a chance to win without us on the
Yeah,
on the court.
That's why I put him on my list.
That's why I said if you put Chris Paul on this past Lakers team, it would have been just as bad.
I would have liked it more in the playoffs, though.
Because, I mean, it
They
was
had to have gotten there first.
they had bad players. The Lakers this year,
didn't make the
No, they
playoffs.
I'm talking about
that year
I'm
before.
still talking about the year before.
But Russell Westbrook went on the Lakers.
It wouldn't have kept Anthony Davis on the court though. So I mean, that was the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Big problem. That's what blew that whole thing up. LeBron
Exactly.
thought AD was going to carry the load.
Yeah.
Well, he could kind of.
Why would LeBron think that?
Because AD's probably one of the most talented players.
Oh, he
Yeah,
definitely
I know,
is.
but like, and everybody knew he was the guy. He was the dude who was going to shatter his ankle, whatever. I mean, everybody knew he was going to go down.
I always thought it was a New Orleans problem more than because.
You thought it was the sea level, below sea level that got him?
I mean, being a New Orleans Pelicans, Hornets fan all the years, I watched so many guys go down there and play.
You thought it was voodoo curse?
And
or something?
always
Yeah.
stayed injured. And
It's
they'd
the gumbo.
leave, and they'd leave, and the injuries
Urban Street.
surprisingly went away. Like, it was crazy.
Maybe they're faking it.
And some of that
I ain't
think-
playing tonight.
Well, some of that I wonder.
360 windmill.
Some of that I wonder. They're not relevant. They're trying to save.
I'm just glad all that's over with. We're good now.
I never understood him. I mean,
Yeah.
But he was the perfect bubble championship player.
Yeah, you gave a team.
He
that-
needed to be in a bubble.
3 months off.
Exactly. You gave him 3 or 4 months off, and you let everybody get healthy.
Yeah.
The
I didn't pick him, by the way.
He wouldn't have. He should have been ridiculed.
I said I didn't pick him.
You picked the rest of you guys on this.
You started all
got some
this.
tangents going, man.
Hey,
some what ifs.
Right
some
now.
good what ifs.
Right
I'm done. I'm not picking anymore.
All right,
I'll go.
You're the last one.
I'll go.
No Clay and Peyton.
Oh, Clay. Oh, well, we know what yours is.
Number 5, I'm going Kyrie.
Steph Curry.
Kyrie is my number 5. He is my number 5. I don't know. The talent is there. Yeah, there's off-court problems, or it's not even necessarily a problem. It's just like beliefs and
Different
stuff.
beliefs. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
And when he's out there, he's top 3 talented. But I don't think I want to see him do it by himself, like some of the guys I have above him have, because he's never really done that. Whenever he went to the Celtics, he was supposed to be that leader.
Looks
He
like
had
he's
the
gonna-
talent.
He might get the chance. He said he wants to stay in Brooklyn.
KD ain't going nowhere. Number 4, different pick than y'all, James Harden.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beard.
I've always said
Best
that.
beard in the NBA,
yeah,
for sure.
it is. I've always said that there was one player that ever scared me during the Warriors' first dynasty run, and it was James Harden. It wasn't LeBron. It wasn't Kyrie. It wasn't Dame. It was James Harden. I still respect him a ton. He can win by himself and by literally taking over a game unlike anyone. I think Luka can get to that level. They kind of have games that remind me of each other because they flop a lot and they do a lot of step backs. That's pretty much their entire game. They don't play defense.
They don't get in shape.
Yeah, they don't get in
Especially
shape.
Harden.
Yeah, I mean, they're
Too many chicken wings.
They're the same team. Yeah, Harden, I actually have a lot of respect for him, not from only the past, but from this offseason, taking a big pay cut, getting guys into Philadelphia. I expect big things from Philly this year, and Harden's got the talent there for sure still. Number 3, who did I have at 3? I have Dame. Dame, yeah, he's in a situation where he needs to leave, honestly, but
He loves Portland.
yeah, and you got to respect
respect that.
Yeah, you got to. Same thing with Brad
He
Beal.
won't win
People
a
are saying that.
championship there, though.
No, he won't. But I like that this offseason they kind of given them the best chance that he could, because they've never tried to go after defensive guys, and they actually did this time. You got Jeremy Grant. They made a couple other signings that I liked, like Gary Payton.
How long has Dame been in the league now?
He came in 2012, same year as Harrison
So
Barnes.
he's beyond, because guys like Luka, he's going to stay put in Dallas to get that.
He was
Supermax
picked 6 in 2012.
Dame's beyond that, right?
What'd you say?
The young guy, yeah, they stay. The young guys stay, and they can get that supermax deal. Dame's beyond that, so why is he there?
He loves it.
Is it the restaurants? Is it the private schools his kids are going to?
Yeah,
I think it's just loyalty.
Loyalty.
Yeah. I mean,
we need more.
It's a guy that came from Weber State. Like he played a couple years there. I'm almost certain. Like he's probably a guy that could have transferred out, but he stuck it with the guys that gave him a shot. You know, you gotta respect something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said,
especially in today's league, because that's a throwback.
Exactly.
That's not the norm anymore.
No, you're right about that. It's rare.
Number 2, I got Luka. He great talent. Pisses me off. Hate playing against him.
You hate him,
don't
but love
hate
him.
me because you hate me. Don't mind watching him when he's
not playing.
When he's not playing the Warriors. Yeah, but kind of root for him when he's not. But when he is playing the Warriors, I see stuff that I don't like. Number 1, Steph Curry, top 2 point guard all time. I'll take him over Magic, but I mean I understand why people don't. Yeah, I mean there's nothing else to say about Steph.
Best
honestly.
shooter of all time.
Yeah,
no doubt about
Who's
that.
number 1? Who's number 1?
My number 1,
Yeah.
Steph.
No, I'm talking about. You said he's the number 2.
It's him or Magic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no other. There's no other debate to me.
I got you.
Zero debate.
All right, Peyton.
All right, so I'm gonna have one guy on my list that nobody will have. He's always been one of my favorite point guards to watch in the league. I kind of went probably not necessarily the best top 5 right now. Probably 5 that I really enjoy watching.
Yeah.
Point guard's always been my position that I've always enjoyed watching playing ball. And we actually just talked about, you were saying Kyrie's the only other one that has a ring in the point guard as the league.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Is there
one more. So my number 5.
You got Rajon Rondo at 5, or
Number
I
5.
enjoyed him when he was in the
Still
prime.
thinking, aren't you, Clay?
Yeah.
Golly, I can't believe
Stumped him.
It's sad that you
Good job, Peyton.
Gary
probably,
Payton.
Probably one of the best defenders in the league at the point guard.
Gary
position.
Payton. You got him at.
Drew Holiday.
Kyle Lowry.
Oh yeah.
Drew Holiday.
Drew was on a lot of lists. Yeah.
I've always been I hated when the Pelicans traded him. I was glad they did because I wanted him to win a ring. And I felt like when he went there that he was going to be the perfect mold for them.
I'm talking great fit.
Perfect
Why
fit.
did they let him go?
Changing of the guard.
Yeah, I mean they
started fixing to have to pay him,
completely rebuilding,
or get rid of
right
big contract.
And Drew was getting up around 30, and I think they wanted. I mean he was such a good guy for the organization and stuff. I think they wanted kind of to reward him. And my gosh, the Bucks gave him 3-4 first-round draft picks for him.
What was that trade?
He got him a championship out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, they got a championship the first year.
That's right.
I don't know, Clay. What was that trade?
Chance is looking it up.
Okay, it was a haul, man.
I don't even remember it.
It wasn't. It was more draft picks than.
Eric Bledsoe, George Hill, 3 first and 2 pick swaps.
There you go.
Wow. 3
So I knew there had to be players involved. I just couldn't think who it was.
And they turned around and used those players. They traded them right away when they got them.
Didn't help New Orleans,
especially Bledsoe. But Drew was, man, he's always averages right there that 18, 20 mark a game.
He's good too.
And he always
in Milwaukee
he's a great guy too.
Just a great dude. One of my buddies actually met him and his wife at an airport, and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Females.
His brother Justin Holiday, Warriors NBA champion from born in Ruston.
Every year.
He's got
born in Ruston. Lincoln General.
There's three Holidays in the league.
Yeah.
All 3 brothers are in the league. And
when was Mama in Ruston though?
It was like,
Mama
Justin's
Holiday.
probably 27, 28.
Does he still do that camp every summer at Tech?
Yeah, because I've been trying to find some kid for me to take up there so I can meet him. I loved him in 2015.
Take Polecat with you.
I think it's a free camp too. I think.
Yeah, but I'm 22.
This kid needs to be young.
Yeah. I'll have to get my nephew down here one summer and just beg him.
So that's my number 5. Number 4, CP3. He's actually probably my number 2. Really, I've always been a CP3 guy. I feel like he gives you so much on the floor what a point guard should give you.
You love your NOLA guys.
That's right. That's
Hard not to.
It's hard not to.
A lot of success, yeah.
I mean,
away from New Orleans.
Sarcasm.
I remember watching CP in college. I Wake Forest. I was a fan of watching him then.
He hated JJ Redick. Did you
but
see
you
that
wanted,
on their interview? That was awesome.
But they became like best friends in the NBA.
Yeah,
it's crazy because
he hated him in the
I used to listen to JJ's podcast and he was like, "Man, CP, we just hate each other. You know that?" And he calls JJ like Bub or something like that, Bubs. And he's like, "Yeah, but look at us now. We've gotten past that."
If your number 3 is Jose Alvarado, I'm gonna.
C.J. McCollum,
Dame Lillard, Dame time.
I was close.
Yeah, I feel like if he would get out of Portland and won a ring somewhere, like I think he could have been like a Hall of Fame caliber type player. I think he has that kind of game and could have really risen. I think being in Portland's gonna, in the end, he's gonna be the man with that organization, but not overall history wise being stuck in Portland. I think that's gonna hurt his career.
Was he a top 70 guy?
No,
he wasn't.
I don't think he was.
I thought he was.
Who?
Damian Lillard was.
He's top 75.
Was he?
Because Kyrie was not.
Yeah.
Kyrie and Clay.
That's right. That was
Kyrie,
the argument.
Clay, and Dwight Howard.
He is destined for the Hall then.
I forgot.
He's a Hall of Famer, absolutely.
And he's ahead of Kyrie, absolutely.
I mean, I think he's a better player. But he is a top 75 guy.
No, that's right. He was right there on the cut, wasn't he? Like
Yeah.
around the edge, because that was the big debate of how you put him in over Kyrie with the ring. I forgot about that. Number 2, Luka. I think we've said enough about him. The future's definitely bright for him. He's fun to watch. I enjoy watching him.
He's a step ahead of the defense, though. And
Yeah.
I think that's what's so cool about him is like he sees things before they happen.
That's right.
And he exploits it.
And he I think he has to. I mean, he's not his athletic abilities. I mean, it's great, but it's not a John Moran. It's not a he has to play the game differently. He sees the floor different.
But he's super strong.
That's right.
In the playoffs too, he become entertaining, like
Yeah.
mean mugging and
Yeah.
all that. You know, stepping
Yeah,
over
postered
people.
by Andrew Wiggins.
Everybody
Yeah.
talks when they're up, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
talking about who was that took the ball from him?
What'd you say?
Who was it that took the ball from Luka? Was that Devin Booker? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They don't like each other.
Everybody's tough when they're
And
up
look,
too,
I mean,
yeah.
I can get Clay stirred up here. I mean, my number one's Steph Curry, but put Steph on that Dallas team.
Okay.
What kind of team are they?
Oh, you talking about the guy that single-handedly changed the franchise? Oh, I mean, he'd probably do
it. Talent around him. I mean, let's. I mean, Clay's not a. Let's don't just say Clay's just a. I mean, come on.
I mean, Steph's the one that made it happen.
Steph, and I'm not saying he's not, but you give Luka that franchise and that talent that Steph got around him. I mean, are we not putting Luka in that same category?
I don't think Luka could take a back seat like Steph does. Not with his ego.
Yeah.
Steph
like
welcomed Kevin Durant, who is arguably the best player in the NBA, with welcome arms. Like, he let that happen.
Steph plays off ball.
Yeah. Steph will let Jordan Poole get going if he wants to. He'll let
Steph
Clay
runs
He'll let
12
Clay
miles a
60.
game on the baseline.
Yeah,
he'll let Clay get
absolutely.
60 if Clay's in that mood.
Luka walks 12 miles a
won't
game.
do that.
Yeah,
Luka's worried about the
I
12
always
pack
hate to
after the
say
game.
that because I want to see him have that chance to say that. You know, Kyrie's blown his chance. He's had opportunities in good situations where he didn't want to sit back. He wanted to be the man. He wanted to leave Cleveland. You know, like, I mean, there's so many different scenarios. So I would like to see Luka say, and if he blows his chance, he blows it. But he had the opportunity to give it to him, and he took what he got. Luka's never had that, and I don't know if he ever will have that time, really. I mean, Dallas is just not like we talked about, not a destination for the players to go to.
Well, it took dirt his whole career before it ever happened.
15
years, I think.
Yeah.
Like 13.
And I think he was drafted in 96, and he won 11.
And after he won that, his career was
was
done.
against all odds, too, man.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely.
That was David versus Goliath, like low-key.
Yeah.
Yeah, you run that back, I don't think he
99 out of 100
And I
times
understand
Miami
some of
wins
these
that.
guys are going to always just get lucky with having good organizations or players around them. And I'm not saying Steph just had it handed to him. And I mean, he built what they are now.
Yeah.
But I think Steph's had a lot go right for him over the years. And
well, I mean, they have a winning organization. He's got the second best shooter of all time in his back pocket. And there's only one Draymond.
Yeah.
I mean, Draymond's the greatest teammate since Dennis Rodman.
Oh, and let's bring one of the top players in the world to come play with him for 2 years, too. I mean, so...
I kind of look at those years as kind of with an asterisk, I guess, for the dynasty, but like
with the KD years.
Yeah, because like it's like, oh well, you recruited the one guy that they didn't draft, but I just think they might have done it without him, honestly. And I know
we just won 73 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't need him.
They should have won another one until Draymond acted like an idiot.
Yeah, grabbing
until LeBron just complained.
Yeah, I've never understood like faulting them for that. What are you supposed to do? Tell them no? Like,
Yeah.
no, we don't want to play. That'd be
like,
dumb. Like,
that's
come
my
on.
thing. Is like everybody. Oh well, they had to. No, I don't.
Like, you'd be stupid to be like, no, we don't want you. We want to do it without you, so we can prove to everybody that we can do it again. You know, that's dumb.
That would have been
They
like
done did it twice.
That would have been
you
like
know?
if Karl Malone came to the Bulls, and they won another championship in there. Like, I don't know.
Well, one of the
Nobody's
things that
gonna turn
I
KD
don't
down.
think people
No,
realize
can't.
is like
KD was stupid to lose.
it wasn't. It wasn't.
That ego thing.
He wishes he was there right now.
It wasn't KD or nothing. It was KD or two really good players, probably. Like, I think people were like, well, if you take KD away from that team, they're not as good. Yeah, we would have substituted them with a probably all-star level wing.
Play that out. Like, who else would have been on the board at that time?
Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut probably would have stayed. And Andrew Bogut was a very underrated piece, most underrated piece of the dynasty. I mean, Harrison Barnes he's not KD, but he was a top 20 small forward at the time, he'd get you 15 points. But he had one bad series, and his career
he just
was
needed to make
gone.
4 threes. And
they were going to go get some. I mean, Andrew Wiggins now. I mean, they were always going to go get somebody. Why not go get the best? I don't fault them for that. Yeah, I don't fault them for that.
No.
And it worked, so good for them, you know.
It'd been worse if it didn't work. Yeah, I mean,
it's a lazy argument, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's really lazy, and
I think it's disrespectful. And look, I'm not one to like pad dudes' egos, but I think it's honestly disrespectful to Steph and Clay and Dre because like.
Oh, y'all suck! Y'all had to go get him.
Yeah, y'all had to go get Kate. No, they really didn't. Because how many games did they win? 70 what?
73.
Yeah.
And then
they brought him
15 in the playoffs.
He brought him to another status.
KD just put him
probably one of the best teams ever to play when he went there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he put him to a whole nother level.
And to go back to that Luka Steph like swapping team argument, you can kind of look at Steph last year. What he did, he put up 30 points a game, and he was probably might have played the best basketball of his career, but he was playing with G League guys. Luka's at least playing with solid guys. Yeah, they're not all-stars, but they're guys that are coming in and getting paid $15 million. Steph Curry played the play-in game with Michael Mulder as the 7th man. Michael Mulder's not in the NBA right now. Michael Mulder wasn't in the NBA after that game ended.
Yeah,
he had Damian Lee playing big minutes, his freaking brother-in-law. Kent Bazemore was starting. Like
Luka's got to get some help though, and he's got to get some help that he can jive with. You know, who was it? Was it Pokashevsky or which big man did he have or big?
The big guy from New York.
Yeah,
left New York.
Porzingis. Thank you. And you know they hated each other.
Yeah,
but I mean that could have been something. You know.
Well, the one thing I believe we all had the top two.
Yeah.
I mean, Luka and Steph.
Yeah, it could have been legacy to end.
Yeah.
Not debatable there, is it?
There's no debate there. Absolutely not.
It was really a pretty simple list to put together even for their average.
Well, y'all, a lot of y'all had Trae Young and Ja, and I didn't.
I didn't either.
You think they just need to do more?
Not necessarily that. I think I just value what some of the other guys have done.
I value what point guard position means. To me, that's the quarterback of the team. And I feel like
Trae and Ja are just scorers.
I feel like they're athletes at the position.
Right.
I don't.
Even though Trae averaged 10 a game.
I know. But I just when I watch him, I don't see a leader. I don't see a. I see him making. He does make
You're more
plays.
worried about the intangibles.
But what about AI though? They're remnant. To me, I mean, I know Ja plays at the rim.
I don't see it. I don't call AI a point guard.
I don't either. I mean,
that's not. He's a two. He's a two in my book. He's not a point guard.
This episode went longer than we thought. It's still going to be about 2 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah. With the interview added on.
When you add the interview, yeah.
So
we'll have to do the interview separate.
We'll try better, I guess, in the future.
Are we still going to do AFC South?
Yeah. So this was good, guys. I think this is a good episode. A lot of good NCAA talk. Talked a lot about the NBA right then, as we expected us to do. We had a phenomenal OJ moment. Bill dug deep into the bag for that one.
Deep into the bag, overseas.
That was great.
So, yeah, let's outro it out, I guess, guys.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
As usual, chop on. And how about them dogs tonight? How about
Who
that? How about them dogs?
Shout out
Tigers.
to Grandma Bradford.
Yeah.
Miss Fayetta.
That's right.
This ain't how it's supposed to be. It should be just you and me.